Sitting at the intersection of time, space, reality, and fiction floats the yellow eye. Always watching, never blinking. Its gaze has witnessed all that has happened before and knows what is yet to come. Countless stories of hope, hate, heroics, and heartbreak. It has no mouth by which to speak these lessons, so it calls upon its head clearer to tell these stories, by word and by deed. Heed the yellow eye's lessons as it gazes upon its servant, just as the eyeball gazes upon you. Our story has already begun.
Hello, my children, and welcome in. My name is Alan Yellowhide, but tonight I am the Dungeon Master as we delve into the lives of these intrepid adventurers as they move on through the perils, both real and imagined, of Saltmarsh and surrounding areas. Before we get too deep into everything, we're going to... Thanks, yeah, these are the classic DM robes that one wears when you're a cartoon character. But we're gonna jump right into it. Let's go say hi to all the players before we do anything else. Let's get them unmuted so we can say hello. Hello, everyone. How are you?
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Hi. Everyone's like, "Oh God, we're live." That's right. We are live.
You had that.
Yes, exactly. So we're here. I am the Dungeon Master. We have some players. We're gonna get into it pretty quickly. Just know that this is the first session. There may be some audio-visual issues. We worked through most of them, but it doesn't mean that's going to be the last of them. I just want to make that abundantly clear.
Mel's still unconscious, by the way.
Is he still unconscious? Oh, see, there's stuff right there. We already have unconscious characters. I almost said unconscious players, but you know, it's fine. Yeah, I'll fix Mel being unconscious here in a second. Also, I'll take all these other crazy 8 million AC things off that you have. You don't need 5 of them. All right. So, let's get into this. So if you're new here, let's introduce our players before we get into too much other stuff here. Let's look at that. Look at everybody. Wave, everyone. They can see you. There's our players right there below me. You've got I Am Pingus below them. You have Captain E-Rock over there on the far side. Is one Null Hercules. We got Twig being played by the SupportSystem. And down in the corner, that's Danabo. You may remember him as the illustrious Zig from back in the day.
Never forget.
And now he's got an even more interesting character. If you can believe it. So let's go ahead and get things started in here. The town of Saltmarsh is this backwater kind of small town that basically 100% depends on its trade and the business of fishmongering. They have a lot of boats that are owned by a couple of families that go out, fish, come back, and almost everyone else works in some sort of trade that supports the fishing industry, net makers and things of that nature. Not only that, once the boats leave in the morning to go fishing, that's when all the trade boats come in to load and unload their wares and things like that to travel all over the place, essentially. So with all those kinds of things happening, you would think that it would have more attention of King Scotty and his Scotty Empire. However, King Scotty never paid much attention to the south part of his lands. he always had far more ambitious ideas to spread not to the north and to the eastern kingdoms that he does not own. So he went to war. And this war went on for several years as he slowly but surely pushed his northern and eastern borders further and further out from the core of the kingdom. This allowed a couple of things to happen in the south. One, the people of Saltmarsh were left alone. They didn't have to worry about any of the primary goings on. The king didn't pay him much mind, but that did have a slight problem. And that problem being that there wasn't a lot of control of crime. And because of this, there was a group of individuals, pirates, that essentially started creating their own type of kingdom, if you can call it that. Essentially, pirate lords working in in tandem in a truce-like pattern, which allowed them to quickly expand into the Azure Sea and surrounding islands. This also included several raids upon Saltmarsh. And because of all this, Saltmarsh has a deep hatred for the pirate lords. A deep, deep hatred for them. However, like all things, things changed. And after some time, King Scotty's efforts in the north and the... Oh no, my cow. In the north and the east started to fail. And loss after loss plagued him. And soon, before he really even realized it, his borders were pushed back to their original size. At that point, he had no choice but to essentially sign a reluctant truce, knowing that now that the northern and eastern kingdoms had banded together, there was no way that his forces would be able to keep them from taking over his kingdom completely. So at this point, he needed a new plan. And so he looked south. He realized that south of his kingdom, he has miles upon miles of coastline. And not only are there miles upon miles of coastline, but there is a wonderful fishing village that has a natural bay that could be used to expand his kingdom, maybe not as a war power, but as a trade power. And so, once he learned of this, he started sending folks down to Saltmarsh. A contingent of dwarves with a royal writ, giving them permission to start up a mine in the area. Not only that, there have been far more envoys from the crown, making sure that things are progressing as the crown wishes them to do. And this has really ruffled the feathers of the fishermen that basically raised this town from a tiny village into what it is. So this is basically the background in the recent the past to the recent history of Saltmarsh and what's been kind of going on. So there to the south in the Azure Sea, Saltmarsh has the pirate lords, and now to the north they have their own king kind of coming in and trying to take things over when, for the most part, Saltmarsh was left alone. And so now they have a king kind of trying to push his own ways onto them. Now, where we join our adventurers is on a fine day just after about 2.5 weeks after the celebration of Growfest. Essentially when the farmers celebrate the planting of the crops and getting things started in the area. Today is actually the 16th of planting, which is the month that happens directly after Growfest. Now, everyone in town seems to have made their way into the town hall. There's been a lot of rumors lately, and and actually a lot of annoyance as these dwarves kind of move into the town and start kind of taking over some of the local watering holes and things like that, which of course irritates the fishermen, and then they get into a fight, and then the town guard has to intervene, and there's a lot of turmoil and anger on a lot of different sides here as people try to figure out, you know, their place in this whole set. So this town council meeting seems to be far more full than any other town council meeting that you've seen before. They don't have them all the time. However, when they do have them, it tends to be a big deal. The first that you are aware of is when the dwarves first came with the writ, and the town council brought them, the entire town together, into the council to essentially announce a new council member that had to be added to the council that represents the dwarves and the mining contingent that are here from the crown. And that did not go over very well at all with anyone who's been in the town for quite some time. They were not happy about it whatsoever. And then it's kind of gone where this very heated kind of boiling point is starting to be reached in the town. And this has been the first town council meeting that has been called since that happened. And while the first bell in the tower of the town council hall has already rung. This, as most of you know now, based on being here for a while, essentially means that there is a meeting about to begin, and this is your time to make your way to the council meeting. After some time, the bell will then again ring twice, meaning the actual meeting has started. Once a meeting has started, the actual doors to the council chamber are closed, and no new individuals are let in. So the first bell has rung, and everyone has started to make their way in. And the noises, the words, and all that you're hearing, it's just a very mishmash of conversations happening back and forth. And you see that there a lot of folks are really clicked up. They have some folks are in one location, some other folks are in a different location. So all the dwarves tend to stay together. The fishermen are in one group. The traders are in their own little group, their own little clique in another part of the area. It seems like there's not really a lot of mishmash. Sitting up in front are a few individuals that are actually sitting at the table. Some of them are going through paperwork. Others of them are just kind of looking over the crowd and things like that. From as looking at them, and based on what you know so far, one of them is an older female whose face, a human female, who really has the face of a person who spent the majority of their life outdoors. Deep crevices, things like that, where they really have been an outdoors person. She's actually one of the individuals here that actually own their own fishing boats. And hence why she has a place on the council, because one, she's been a fisherman her entire life, and she knows the will of what the fishermen want, what the people want. She has salt and pepper hair. She has dark hair that's definitely shows the signs of age, with streaks of gray throughout the whole thing. Deep crevice faces, and looking to be around 50, 55 years old, somewhere around in there. Maybe younger, maybe older. The sun damage might be too much for you to really know. The second individual is a well-spoken and well-dressed man that you've seen around town quite often. He's probably the most well-dressed individual in the entirety of Saltmarsh. And he himself is actually not a fisherman, but a trader. And one of the most well-known individuals and of the town because he loves throwing parties. But not just for himself and rich people. He likes to spend his money to throw parties for the town. And so he's well loved among the people just because when he gets the wild hair up his butt, he'll just decide that he wants to throw a party, spend a lot of money, and people get to drink on his dime. That's always very popular with the people. The next one is a rather large human male that, despite the fact that he is missing a leg and has a finely carved wooden peg where a leg used to be, you can tell that this man is strong. He will be able to pick you up and toss you around and throw you back down. Not only that, his arms are scarred with untold numbers of scars from battles that he has had before. This is Earleander Fireborn, and he is the captain of the town guard. He is actually a recent addition to the town guard and was essentially put in control by the crown. Because of his stature as being the captain of the entire town guard of Saltmarsh, he found his way getting voted into the council just from the votes from the town guard itself, him being in charge. But not only that, he is shown himself to be a very strong leader and a very good protector of Saltmarsh. The newest member and the newcomer to the group is the aforementioned individual who's in charge of the mining operation. She is a dwarven woman who has a light red, strawberry blonde hair color. She definitely has the look about her of a hardy, rugged individual that is used to hard labor and hard work, strong arms, things of that nature. But she isn't very personable. From what you know, she seems to be very short and curt and doesn't really have a lot to say to anyone who isn't part of her mining group. Also on the council, and the last but not least, is probably the youngest person on the council, and that young man is Anders. Now Anders Saltmarsh owns more ships than anyone in Saltmarsh. Of all the families that are affluent in Saltmarsh, his is only second, again, to our trader, Gellin, Grimwater. So he has an extremely large fleet of ships. However, he is only about 21 years old, very young to have such lofty and large amounts of ships. However, he earned these, and not earned, but he gained them after his mother tragically passed away not that long ago. And so after inheriting this fishing fleet, essentially making him the second richest person in all of Saltmarsh. So those are the main council members. And as everyone starts to kind of get settled in, the voices, people are still talking. The second the bells toll, bong, bong, and almost as if on cue, with the bells, the doors of the council chambers close with a finalic slam that kind of catches everybody's attention. The first to speak is the older woman that you all know as Ida. All right. Y'all gonna sit down. Hey, Sit your ass down, Tommy. I'll come over there. Don't you make me. And as soon as she says that, there's a lot of laughter in the crowd. All right. As you know, due to recent events, there has been some problems in town as of late. Out in the crowd, you hear someone, yeah, the damn dwarves. I said, shut it. All right. Everyone seems to be on edge lately, and I, for one, understand. I don't like it any more than the rest of you do. And there's a lot of clapping and cheering with that. And she raises that, but things are what they are. But that's not why we're here right now. We have something else we need to discuss. Irlander, tell me what you have learned. Irlander stands up with the full brunt of his massive size and kind of walks towards the center of the table. And you can hear the sound of his peg. So basically it's footstep, a metallic hit from his armor, then peg. Footstep, armor, peg. And as he makes his way kind of to the center to address the room as a whole. It has come to my attention that there have been brigands sighted upon the road towards Burr. It has already been told to me that several shipments of fish have been waylaid, which, as soon as he says that, there's a murmur that kind of goes across the crowd, as well as silver ore from the mine. And then you hear a second wave of murmuring coming from the dwarven contingent in the room. Basically, yeah. They're very kind of not super happy about this news at all. And so as he continues, he kind of goes into a somewhat boring statement on possibilities and so on and so forth. Nothing of real interest, mostly logistics type things that really are kind of boring. And with that, he stops his speech and goes back to the table. So, Ida says, looking at him, what's the town guard going to do about it? Irlander just takes his massive hand, and puts it over his massive face. Ida, I've told you and told you. I am in charge of the town guard. The town. If it was go out into the wilderness, it would be the wilderness guard. But it isn't. It is the town guard. We barely have enough guards to protect what we have here. And you want me to send a bunch of them up the road to who knows what, to who knows how many bandits? Can you not just send a few? And leave this place, 100% open for attack? Maybe that's exactly the bandits' plan. Have you ever thought that perhaps as soon as I send some guards away, that's when the main attack will attack us? No, I didn't really. That's why I think of it for you. And with that, there's kind of a chuckle around the room a little bit at that little bit of snarkiness coming from the captain of the guard. The then nicely dressed is like, people, please understand this. From my side, I can surely say that, why, this is going to affect my trade routes, is it not? And there's kind of murmuring of agreement into the crowd. Not only that, but you, my dear Ida, and you, my dearest and friend Anders. Would not your fish have nowhere to be traveled? Would you not make any money if you could not get your fishes to markets further into the kingdom? They both kind of reluctantly nod their heads. Then I think something should be done. Sure, we could send a missive to the crown, maybe. And then as soon as he says that, there's a lot of like, hell no type of uproar in the crowd. It's like, wait, I'm not finished. But why do that when we can take care of it ourselves? I already told you. No, my good sir. I do not want your gods. As many of you know, I indeed have a large fleet of trading ships, and I have a fairly robust trade route. And I, for one, want to see these bandits get their comeuppance. Therefore, I suggest that we hire some folks to take care of the problem for us. You're talking sell swords? Sell swords? Adventurers? They go by so many names these days now, don't they? Okay, all right. But where are we gonna find any? Hey, you want to be an adventurer? Pointing to some random fisherman in the front, and he's like, "Nah, I don't even want to go fishing half days," which leads to a bunch of laughter in the crowd. Yes, well, there is that. How about this? We will put the word out, and I will put a notice on the main bulletin board outside the council chambers that I will pay 100 gold per person that volunteers to go up, dispatch these brigands, and bring back proof. There's a low kind of murmur throughout the entirety of the crowd. But silence from the rest of the council members. No one has any problems? You, Madam Dwarf, pointing to Manistrad. What say you to this? You have not spoke once. Long as it ain't my money. That's all she says. Long as it ain't my money. And, indeed, it shall be my money. We shall, with all of our agreements, decide upon this. I believe we should adjourn, as the pure and complete details should be best left to the individuals who volunteer. Do I have an accord? And the rest of the members of the council kind of nod, except for Manistrad, who just doesn't seem to care at all. Then with that, I believe we can adjourn this meeting. We can place out, make some discussions, and then we will place out our request. Once we have some volunteers, we will send them out, and we will have this problem handled, shall we say. All those agree? Agreed. Pretty much the entirety of the council agrees to it. To some kind of cheers, but also some groans and perhaps some, this is a stupid idea vibes from the entirety of the room. And with that, you hear the bell in the tower of the council building ring 3 times, and the doors open, and people start to file out. And this is where you all are. You just witnessed this entire conversation happen in the council chamber. The doors are open, and that's where we are.
Thorgrim's just confused, new to town, doesn't even know how he ended up in this council chamber because everybody just kind of was rushing to the area. And just as, I don't know, goes and take a look. Did they post? They wouldn't have posted the note already on the door. So.
No. So when they adjourned and the bells rang, the council members walked through a back door, to somewhere. You're not entirely sure where, while everybody else kind of files out. And yeah.
Well, that was boring, and you just see this 3'11" dwarf, red auburn hair, braided beard from his mustache going down, and just looking a bit confused by why he was even in there. New to town, just kind of shuffling his way out, following the crowd out.
Okay.
From just behind him. Yeah, that was such a waste of my time. I could have been in the mines, getting some more of that ore for those bandits to steal. Such a waste of time for just And I start storming off in frustration and just grumbling. I need an ale.
So describe what you look like there, Mel.
I'm an older looking dwarf, about 4 foot, $150, $155. Ain't really special looking, despite the gray hair and all that. Grayish white specifically. But
Okay.
got long braids, got this long braided beard up front, well kept combed hair.
Okay.
Relatively agitated when time's wasted, that kind of thing.
And relatively agitated with his types. Okay, perfect. Absolutely. I like it. All right.
Darn right, I'd be down for an ale.
Okay. So there are a few different places in Saltmarsh that one can go and wet their whistle, as it were. There's of various quality. We'll put it that way. One of the main ones is, and this one kind of seems to get the majority of folks in it, is the one down by the pier. But that's mostly fishermen and things like that are that have kind of taken that particular area over. So that's not really the one that a lot of folks outside of, especially those of, let's say, shorter stature, dwarvish stature, they tend to get a little bit upset. The other one is a little further to the northern side of town, which is also the biggest inn and tavern, and its most unique feature is that it's basically been built from the planks and hulls of a bunch of different fishing ships. It's like they essentially took ships that were no longer seaworthy or had wrecked and had taken them apart and turned them into a well-respected inn. The other big thing is that the place just reeks like a fish. It smells like fish a lot, probably because of the wood in which the ships are made from. So that's one of the more generally everyone kind of comes to place as well. On the other side, there is yet another one. Let me find the name of it. 'Cause I should have had this up. But and then there's also there is also word, although only those that have actually been inside the mine, that the dwarves themselves have their own drinking establishment inside the mine. However, because the mine is so far away, those that are stationed in the town generally don't walk the few miles that it takes to get to the mine from the town. Essentially, because it is a fair distance. You're talking like 4.5, 5 miles between the town of Saltmarsh and where the actual mine is. So most, if they're already in town, aren't going to make the trek unless they're on shift. But there's nobody else really knows for sure if it's in there. It's just things that people have talked about. And the Wicker Goat, that's the last one that I was thinking of them. This is the oldest tavern in town. It's actually on the southern side of the western side of the town. And it's basically does a lot of renting of floors and is really kind of where a lot of the dwarves have kind of made it their second home. Even Manistrid has kind of set her headquarters in this tavern as well. So those are the three primary places within Saltmarsh itself that you can find yourself a drink.
I do believe they'll be heading towards Straw Goat, where the lead mining dwarf gal.
Okay.
With the name already, that's where I'm going.
Okay. Cool. So that's the Wicker Goat. Yeah. What about the rest of you?
Yeah, as more and more people are clearing out, sitting in one corner, a short, widely set forest gnome is going to start standing out a little bit as she is arguing, apparently, with the air over her shoulder. She stands out a lot because she has green hair that's in a giant bun the size of her whole head, just sticking up above her head. And she's going, I just don't understand it, Fangshi. There's all these different packs at play here, right? Like different groups, and none of them have a scout to, like, how did these people even operate? And she just furiously, signaling apparently nothing at all.
Got it. Yeah. So as Twig is talking to the air, over time a wide berth of has been given, essentially getting further and further away as more and more kind of people realize that might be slightly crazy person talking to themselves over in the corner of the guild hall.
Twig, as this gnome is called, is clearly not from the town. She's wearing traveler's clothes and carries herself as someone who obviously knows how to fight, which makes sense since she is wearing leather armor and has a pair of combat daggers at her waist.
Okay.
And, just for everyone watching, she is a ranger.
Perfect. All right. What about Nate?
I just go and walk home. I'm a very average-looking human, and I have a cat that's following me all the time. I'm just kind of glad that I don't have to worry about, going out and being an idiot adventurer and getting myself killed for now.
Perfect. Perfect. And so this cat, how long has this cat been following you?
It's been following me for about a month now. It's, a very angry cat. It doesn't like me all too much. It has like a glowing star in its head, and I hate it. And I think the feeling's mutual. I think it might be like a ghost of ex-wives past or something from a past life, because it just seems to, hate me and everything I do.
Matter of fact, since this cat has been following you for so long, it's definitely been one of the many things that have been whispered about behind your back. Not quietly, mind you. You absolutely know. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that sub. I appreciate you. So people have been starting to call you the cat whisperer and laughing about it. Essentially, as this weird cat has just been following you everywhere, hissing at you every chance it gets, and everyone just thinks it's hilarious. And secretly, though, they probably are all happy they're not you.
Yeah, they can probably guess by, like, all the scars all over me from, like, cat
scratches. Yep.
It doesn't like me.
Mm-hmm.
It likes to tell me what to do and what not to do. And yeah.
Okay. All right. What about the other gnome?
Okay, is Anders Solomar, the young man, still approachable? Is he?
No. When they adjourned the meeting, all of the council members made their way into a back room.
Well,
so while the main doors opened in the back, where most of the people are going out, and then the back room, there is another door back behind the council room, the council chamber table that they went into.
So a very tiny forest gnome approaches the back door. He's completely average in any way. If you've ever seen a forest gnome, you've seen this one.
Okay.
He's wearing a light turquoise robe, and he doesn't wear shoes, but he's approaching this door.
Okay. So a shoeless gnome making the way to the door. Nobody's really paying much of attention to you at all as you make your way towards the door.
He's only about 2.5 feet tall, so nobody can probably see him.
Yeah, probably. And gnomes aren't necessarily, they're definitely not every day being seen here in this part of the world. However, they're not so exotic that people will, fall all over themselves trying to get a look at one.
And yeah, is this door open?
Yeah, it's open. It's not locked or anything.
He busts in.
Like, bust in? Define bust in for me.
Like Kool-Aid Man, or
yeah, exactly. Are you just like, oh yeah? And like, what is happening?
Well, these are, I'm assuming, human-sized doors. So
yes, they are human-sized doors.
He's got to give them a forcible push.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So this door opens up into a kind of antechamber where there are some comfortable chairs, kind of set up, a fireplace. It looks almost like essentially a meeting room outside of the main council meeting room. In addition to that, it's not its own separate room, so there's the door that leads to this kind of larger room, but then it kind of continues as a hallway further into the council chamber where you see some more doors off to the left and right.
So I can't see I can't see Anders anywhere.
No.
All right. Will Vane is going to he's going to clap his hands, and a loud booming voice screams out, "Anders Solomar!"
This gets a lot of attention. Like, are you just yelling?
No, it's minor illusion.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out, if you were casting a spell and doing that. Yeah. Okay. So you amplify your voice, yelling out the name, and the next thing you know, there are just heads popping into the hallway from the individual doors, going down the hallway, just as they all kind of just like try to figure out what's going on down there. Almost immediately, when the large captain of the guard sees this, his hand is down on the pommel of his weapon, and like he was ready to fight. Just absolutely doing what he does as the captain of the guard. He was ready to kick somebody's butt. But when he gets kind of a look at you, you can see him visibly relax a little bit. He doesn't take his hand off of his weapon, but he does seem to physically relax a little bit. And he looks across. He looks across the hall and says, "Anders, there's someone for you. Do you know him?" And the young man kind of peers around. I don't think so.
So he's in sight now.
Yo, yeah, you see him.
Okay.
You see him.
Melvin, he'll walk immediately past this guard guy.
Yeah.
Completely ignoring him. Goes up to Anders. Anders, do you have any of these? And he holds out a small crystal.
I don't know. What is it?
It's a rock.
I see that.
A shiny one.
Yes, it's a very shiny rock. Why do you need me? Are you wanting to give me the rock?
No, Anders. You see, you offered gold for me to dispatch some. What did you say? Forget.
So you see out of the corner.
Where am I?
Erlander is doing his best to keep a straight face. He is having a very hard time, not just busting out laughing right now. As you kind of accost Anders here. But no, that wasn't me. That was Sir Primewater.
You all look the same. Where is this person?
He's in the next. You just passed his office right there.
Then go get him.
Master. Oh my gosh. Master Primewater. Could you please come and speak with our guest? I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Will Vane.
Will Vane. Yes, Sir Will Vane would like to speak with you.
Will Vane. Saverly.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Did
yes,
you?
What? Hello, good sir. It's not often I get to see one of your stature here. Mostly we have hobbits.
Anders?
Jesus. Halflings.
Are you Anders?
No, I thought you were here. You were just speaking with Anders. I'm Anders. And this is Gellin Primwater. It's very hard to... I understand. But he is the one with the beard. I do not have a beard. Yes, quite. And it is a luxurious, well-kept beard as well.
This is a nice beard.
It is.
What was I saying?
You are asking about a rock?
You said, blah, 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 tax on the dock and the missing stuff, and you offered gold.
Yes,
Vane
we're going
Staveley
to.
doesn't want gold. Will Vane Staveley wants these? And he holds up a crystal.
So he takes a look at it. What exactly is this crystal?
It's his spellcasting item. It's what he uses for spellcasting. It's
Okay.
slightly magic.
Gotcha.
small gem.
So is this a diamond?
A special kind of diamond. You could say that. I need shiny rocks.
Indeed, just shiny rocks. That's all you wish for.
Yes.
And could this be you're looking for a shiny rock because you wish to be one of the volunteers to take care of our little brigand problem?
I will take care of them as long as you give me shiny rocks.
We may be able to work something out with you, my good sir. Let's table that for just a moment, shall we? Because we have not come to a full conclusion exactly how we want to go about this. But, good sir, when we post our notice on the board, I will keep you in mind and make sure you are at the very, very front of the line in order to be part of.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Anders Prim Solomar Rose. Yes. Now she'll be off. Leave.
Right. Indeed. Have a good day.
Yes. Leaves.
He just turns around and just walks off.
Says yes and leaves. Yep.
All right, so he just says yes and turn around. And as soon as you turn around, you just hear the big man lose it. He just starts laughing. Just oh my gods, what was that man about? And as you make your way out and you close the door, he's still laughing. And the door closes behind you. And by the time you come out, it's been pretty much the entirety of the interior world is just, it's empty at this point. Most people have made their way out. I was going to say, unless the other gnome is still there, yes. Okay.
Twig found what Wilbur Lane was doing quite interesting, and she just barely held back her instincts to use her own minor illusion forest gnome spell to yell out, Anders Bogglesby, I'm here to kill you, in her best version of Wilbur Lane's voice.
Wow.
After he did it, because...
oh yeah, and you definitely heard, so being where you were, you definitely heard him when he made his voice loud as hell.
Yeah.
So you definitely heard that.
She ended up walking over to the door and pressing herself to the wall next to it and just sort of trying to listen along. And once Wolverine comes out, she'll wait for him to keep on leaving and then follow him. Is her plan.
So the rest of you basically making your way out into the world and whatnot. Because I know Nate went home. Awesome. So Nate went home. The dwarves went to the goat, the wicker goat, and the two gnomes are just wandering around town at this point.
I'm pretty sure Mel got distracted at some point if he came across any of the local dogs.
There's always there's actually a lot of cats as well in this town. It being a fishing town and all, cats tend to be everywhere. And so the primary thing about the town of Saltmarsh is it smells basically like two things. It smells like salt water and it smells like fish, pretty much at all times. Especially in the morning, there's always kind of a low cloud of smoke from the smokehouses of all the fish that are being smoked. The cheaper purchased fish are basically heavily salted. and shipped out, just covered in salt to dry them out, so they last longer and things like that. But essentially, salt water and fish is what this town smells like, and some smoke every once in a while, and on occasion, there when the winds are just right, you can actually smell kind of the interesting smells that come of wet and rot that come from the hool marshes. But luckily, the wind generally comes off the sea and up to the city instead of from the land out to sea in this particular case. So you don't get that scent all that often in this area. So what's everyone else's kind of idea and plan right now? So, because right now y'all are, well, it seems like a lot of the town is kind of waiting on bated breath. Walking around the town, you see a lot of the town guard walking around on patrol. The town guard always seems to be at least in pairs, sometimes 3 or 4, in a group. And when they're patrolling the town, they all seem to be using nothing but clubs. They're very easy to tell from anybody else because they're out of all their armor, each one of them has an emblazoned sigil that is of the town of Saltmarsh, which is a green backfield with a single reed in the center of it. That is not just that's actually the town flag and everything else. So they're very easy to tell from everyone else. This day is somewhat close to the end. A lot of the merchant ships have already started their exit from the main docks, and as I kind of mentioned before, for those that have been here for a little while, the basics of a day in Saltmarsh are the fishing ships go out, the merchant ships come in, the deckhands move crates and on and off ships. As the evening time draws near, the merchant ships go out into the harbor, to the natural harbor, and drop anchor. And the fishing boats come in, and the evening time kind of begins with drinking and revelry and things like that. Sometimes. Other times, if the catch tends to be poor, people tend to be in a worse mood. More fights tend to happen and things like that. But there's definitely this air of trepidation throughout the entirety of Saltmarsh. It's a mix not only of the tensions between the new coming Dwarven Mining Guild and the new captain of the guard and the fishermen and the merchants and everything else. It's also that ever-looming threat of the pirate lords, which, while they haven't been too active, and not too many ships have been seen off the coast near Saltmarsh as of late, it's only a matter of time before they come back. And everyone in the town believes that with all their heart and soul. So, as things are kind of winding down and the merchant ships make their way out to the deeper part of the sea and the fishing boats start coming in and dropping off their hauls and being taken off to the smokehouses and the salt houses, there's very quickly news spreads throughout that the notice was finally posted on the council chamber post board in front of the council chamber.
Okay,
it doesn't take quite long before almost everybody is talking about it.
Is the notice board, forgive me for saying this, noticeable?
Yeah, it's right in front. When you walked out, you saw it. It's essentially 2 large posts with several planks nailed directly to it to make a surface. There are remnants of various papers. Most are essentially weather stripped of any kind of legibility. However, right in the middle, with a bright red wax seal of a reed, the seal of Saltmarsh, is a call to action for any want to be heroes of Saltmarsh that feel that they can handle a group of brigands to bring them to justice or to their maker.
Now, Wilvain's been there the entire time. He never left the notice board.
Okay, he's just been staring at it, just waiting. So yeah, you saw
Did he see who posted it?
someone you've never seen before, perhaps a clerk or something like that. They weren't dressed necessarily super nice or anything like that, but they did have ink stains on their fingers. So likely a clerk or a scribe or something like that. And
Wilvain will take a perch under the notice board and read his spellbook. The way Wilvain reads is he will take a lean back on his blanket and flip the pages with his feet.
so you're holding the book with your foot.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just laying on your back, flipping through the spell book with your feet.
He's only 2.5 feet tall. So
I
he's very
understand.
close to
I
him.
absolutely understand. This is absolutely fine. Okay. So after the rest of you hear about it, are you going to go check it out, or what's your doings? What's your plan?
This whole time, Thorgrim's been asking random people, like, if you're ready to go fight brigands with me, and just kind of everybody's shuffling away from him.
Yeah.
Not really interested.
Pretty much everyone is just like, yeah, you have fun with that, and just kind of move on with their lives. Especially the ones that that are only there to, like net makers and net repairers and those kinds of folks that, well, let's just say they're not really built for a combat lifestyle.
So
How's the notice attached to the notice board?
Nail. There's a single nail tacked at the top and a single nail tacked at the bottom.
So a cat could rip it down?
A cat could rip it down if a cat jumped up there, I think,
Okay.
yeah.
A cat's going to jump on Wilvain's head. It's, Nate's cat, and then jump on the board and rip down the notice and then just walk off with it.
Magic missile.
Okay, so your magic missiles launch off and unerringly fly straight towards this cat, but they seem to hit something and dissipate before they actually reach the cat.
Very interesting. Gathers his blanket and spellbook, follows the cat.
Yeah. Twig, who has been standing, about 3 feet behind Wilvain,
Okay.
just sort of quietly talking to the space above her shoulder as she does, notices all of this and is going to hurriedly run up to the cat, as you catch up with someone. And she's going to, as she's a forest gnome and can speak to small beasts, say to the cat, like, oh, 1 second, let me try to find my voice. Hey there, you strange kitty. What are you doing with that piece of paper? Have you decided to go after those bandits everyone's talking about? And yes, this is the first living thing that Twig has spoken to in town since she arrived yesterday. Is this cat?
Okay. Did you stop in front of it, or are you just behind it talking to it?
She's
Or
sort of walking along with it.
Okay.
She hurries up and walks
It-
with it. Yeah.
just seems to be ignoring you and traveling on its merry way.
Okay. Twig will not notice that she's being ignored and just sort of continue walking with
Just
the cat.
Continuing having a conversation.
Yeah,
Got it.
just, yeah.
Perfect. All right, so that's where That's Wolvane. I almost called you Waverly because I mixed your first and last names together. That's awesome.
He's his own celebrity couple.
That's right. So,
Legend of Waverly Place.
yes. So Wolvane and Twig are following a cat, which is undoubtedly making its way toward Nate. What about Mel and Thorgrim? I know Thorgrim's been raring to
Just
go.
kinda shuffling around. Like, would I have heard these magic missiles into the darkness?
So where were you? Did you go with Mel to the goat, or were you just
Not really? It just kind of was like lingering outside, just wondering what the hell I just took part in.
Oh yeah. So you definitely, if you're within, you definitely heard, the spell go off. You heard the flash of light, and then it caught your attention enough for you to turn around, and you see a strange-looking cat, walk by with a piece of paper like in its mouth, just trotting along. And behind it, 2 gnomes are following it. One a little bit closer, looking to be having a conversation with it, but you can't quite make out what's being said.
Quick question.
Yeah.
How much time has passed since the end of this meeting, and roughly where we're at with the story?
Oh, it was a couple of hours.
Mel's effectively drunk at the bar.
Yeah.
Finally wandering out what everyone's talking about. All right, fighting. What?
Okay.
All right.
So
Sorry for the interruption.
No, that's absolutely fine. So as you're wandering around town, so actually, let me get back to Thorgrim real quick. Thorgrim, so you see this procession of cat, gnome, and gnome, which sounds like a terrible, terrible law firm.
Curiosity is definitely peaked.
Curiosity speak. Are you following?
I would
Bad
definitely,
the cat's dead.
definitely following.
Okay. All right. So, Mel, in your drunken kind of walking, as you're walking back from the goats, the wicker goat, you're definitely noticing, like, you can hear them talking about, like, the notice was put on the board and things like that. But you also heard something about that the cat whisperer's cat took it, which sounds really weird, right? So as you kind of wander back towards the main thoroughfare of Saltmarsh, one of the first things you notice is that there is this weird kind of parade happening, where there's a cat with a piece of paper in its mouth, followed by 2 gnomes, one having a conversation with the cat, it looks like. And those are also followed by that dwarf that you were having a slight kind of mini conversation with back at the meeting of the town.
One more quick question.
Yep.
E-Rock. I'm sorry. Hold on. Wrong name. Thorgrim. You were asking multiple people about adventuring while we were at the bar.
Oh yeah, just everywhere I was kind of shuffling. I was heading toward the bar and just kind of got lost in talking to everybody, seeing if anybody wanted to go fight with me.
Probably heard you carrying on in the couple hours I was down there.
Mhm.
I'll beeline towards Thorgrim.
Okay. Someone you kind of sort of know.
Yes,
Got
someone who, at least as a dwarf I can interact with. I am too drunk to really be dealing with too many other people at this point.
All right.
Thorgrim.
So,
Go ahead. Sorry.
no, I was going to say that's fine. Are you actually going to talk? I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. If you're still talking, talk.
When I see Thorgrim, I just shout almost in slip. Thorgrim.
Oh.
Help you.
Let's. No, come here. Come check this out. Come here. Come check this out. There's this cat. These 2 gnomes, and this cat's. They're trying to get this cat with this paper. It's great. Get over here.
With a confused look, it's just what the. Okay. And I kind of just follow along.
I
curious
haven't been
what's going
drinking
on.
yet. Come on, come check it.
I'm not even drunk. Look at this crazy crap that's happening. That's right. Perfect. Okay. So after a little bit of time, the cat leads you into a smaller place. Not too much to speak of. It's not like a mansion or anything, but it's humble even for it's double humble. It's not, there's not much to talk about. Honestly, it's four walls, a roof, and a door. Let's be honest here.
Humble bundle.
What's it? The humble bundle, exactly. And the cat kind of makes its way up to the door. The door opens by itself, and the cat just kind of struts right on in. Nate, you're just hanging out in your house when the door opens and this cat struts right in, followed by two gnomes.
Yeah, Twig is going to actually say, but, and she says it in Gnomish, though that's magically translated into cat language for the cat's purposes. She's like, oh, so this is where you live. Don't mind me as I let myself in. And she just follows the cat into this random house.
Wilvain, are you also following into the house?
Does the door close behind them?
No. The door just stays open. It just opens for the cat.
No, actually, Twig will close the door behind her. That's only...
So you close the door on... Okay,
Yeah.
all right, yeah. So the
No,
door has been closed on your face, Wilvain.
It would be rude not to close the door behind you when you come into someone else's house.
Okay.
So, yeah, no.
Sure.
She absolutely closes it.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Once again, Wilvain tries to Kool-Aid Man into the door.
Oh yeah, it wasn't locked or anything, so it opens right. So, Nate, from your point of view, the cat walks in. The door opens. The cat walks in, followed by a rather strange-looking gnome with bright green hair and up in a bun, who's having a conversation with it. You see another gnome at the threshold of the door, but the door is then slammed upon his face by the other gnome. And then the door gets thrown open again by the gnome that they just had the door slammed on. And in walks this other gnome. This is all happening in like a matter of like 6 seconds. So you're just like, what?
I just look at the cat and get a defeated look on my face, and oh boy, what do you want me to do now?
It jumps up on the a piece of furniture that's close to you, but not like super close to you, and just. And as soon as the loudest part, the paper kind of falls out and just perfectly floats down and lands right in your lap, unfolded, easy for you to read.
I take a glance at it and just instantly know what it is.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to tell with the wax seal of Saltmarsh emblazoned upon it. While you're doing that, Mel and Thorgrim, from your vantage point, essentially, you saw everything but from the outside. You saw the door get slammed on Wilvain's face, and then him basically grab the handle and throw the thing open again and walk in. You did not close it behind you, did you?
Does not close it behind
Okay.
them.
So the door is open.
I lean into Thorgrim. You're right. This was something to see. and I just stand there at the door gawking, just waiting for something to happen.
So now you're just standing at the door looking in?
I'm
Okay.
not quite at the door. I'm just a little bit behind it. Just like,
Okay.
Oh, what?
Now you got a gray and silver haired dwarf staring in your door, as well, Nate.
And what does Nate look like?
Very average, like the most forgettable person you could ever imagine. Just generic NPC.
Human fighter. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, Twig is gonna look from this cat to this human, look back to the cat, look to the human, and then switch to speaking common and say, oh, I see. So, you must be this fine feline familiar. Nice to make your acquaintance. If this, well, if you could tell me their name, that would be wonderful. And if they are planning on scouting out those bandits, I'd be very interested in coming along with them.
I honestly don't even know their name. They said two things to me before. One, that they're obviously not a normal cat, and two, that they really do not like bass, and if I feed them another bass, they will rip out my throat and shove the bass down there.
Ooh.
They've never said their name. I look to the cat. Do I really have to do this? That's what I thought. I'm assuming you just brought all these people here because they want to do this too, and that's why you've been training me to fight for these past couple of weeks too.
The cat kind of looks over at the other one, at everybody else in the room, and looks towards the door, making no noises, saying nothing. You definitely both heard that, Mel and Thorgrim. Basically, this human is talking to this cat and basically said, I guess you want me to go with these people to go fight these brigands.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to, because I'd rather not get, attacked again. I already have enough scars from you as is.
Oh,
I'm Nate.
Nice to meet you, Nate. I am Twig, and my companion, she gestures to the empty space over her shoulder, is the spirit dragon Fang Shi, and we are very glad to meet a young familiar such as yourself, and of course, much more honored to meet you, my feline friend.
I love the fact that she thinks that he's the familiar.
Pretty much am. I mean,
I know, that's the best part about it. All right.
Mel starts shaking his head. I think I've had too much to drink. I turn around and try to go back to the bar, but I'm sure that I've stepped forward and Thorgrim's behind me at this point. And I hit Thorgrim as I turn around.
Thorgrim puts his arm on his shoulder. It's like the kids' stories. You got the two gnomes and the cat. They're chasing them around, and everybody's fighting about everything. This is great.
What children's stories did you listen to as a kid?
I was gonna say cartoons, but I don't think they have cartoons in D&D. It's Tom and Jerry, guys. It's Tom and Jerry reference.
Two gnomes and a cat. Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
So I look up to Thorgrim. So this is real. This just happened, and I'm not too drunk to understand this.
We need to sober you up.
No, I need another drink. I'll help you, but I buried my I'm going back to the bar. Wake me up in the morning when we guys get going.
At the bottom, the cat jumps and gets closer to you, Nate. And doing the normal low growl that it always seems to do the closer it gets to you. And it reaches up a paw and smacks the bottom of the paper. And then smacks it again and smacks it again, seeming to bring your eyes toward the last line, which essentially says all interested parties need to come forward to the council chamber and state your intentions to gain more information.
Well, I guess I better go to the council chamber to get more information. I'm assuming you guys all want more too, so you might as well just all wander there. I'm going right away because if I don't, he'll hurt me again. So I get up and just start walking.
Yes, it is only right for a familiar to be dutiful to their master. So, yeah, let's head off. And Twinkle actually look around for a corner or maybe a closet to pull her backpack off and put that down and her bedroll and her longbow because she's planning on staying here tonight. And then she'll follow Nate out.
Okay. So, yeah, Nate, as you start making your way out, it looks like the one of the gnomes is getting comfortable and taking off their belongings and sticking it into the corner of your little one-room living space. The good news is that they're kind of small, so, they won't take up a lot of room.
Is there a stove in here? Has he got something to cook on?
There's a small kind of both cooktop and heating device. It kind of serves a dual purpose.
Okay, well, Wilvain has just ignored them all completely and has made himself a nice cup of tea during this.
Okay. So while that whole conversation was happening, we got some tea being made. All right. Awesome. So
stereotypical gnome tea, not British tea.
Yeah, that gnome tea that we all gnome so well. So Nate, you leave. You're leaving. The cat's leading the way, but also looking back quite often, making sure that you weren't deviating from the path, as it were. What are the rest of you doing? As Nate leaves?
I'll follow along.
Okay.
I'll follow along with all this.
Okay. Now the procession has slightly changed, but yet the cat is still in the lead.
Yep, Wilvain settled down into this guy's house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so sit down together. You're just drinking tea?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you're drinking tea. I know Twig is following the cat Nate. Mel is following Orgrim.
Yeah. I gotta follow this cat.
All right, awesome. So the group of you, minus Wilvain, make your way towards the town hall, and I think at this point it's a good time for us to go ahead and take a break. Alrighty, we're back up in here, y'all. Thank you for hanging out and waiting for us as we take a little break. You gotta stand up. You gotta walk around. You gotta do those things. What's up, everybody? Everybody back?
Maybe come back.
Yeah.
Everybody back, baby. That was everybody, right?
I think so.
Dan Bo, are you back?
Well, there's only one way to find out. Oh, nope. Blank screen. Not yet. No
Yeah, I
problem.
think he just stepped away.
That's fine. He's drinking tea anyway.
Precisely what he means.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
he's drinking tea in Nate's house anyway, without permission. Just drinking tea.
Hello.
Oh, there he is. We were gonna get started without you. You were drinking tea anyway. You're not here. Where everybody else is.
There.
What's that?
I thought I heard something there. Must have been.
No. So, y'all make it there. There we go. I see you. So y'all follow the cat. You finally get yourself to the council chambers. To the council hall, I guess I should say. Outside the council chambers. The cat paws at the door.
I open it and walk in.
Okay. Yep. As you walk in, things are fairly quiet. There is a single scribe or clerk or something of that nature sitting at the main council chamber, and they look up when you come in, and they see the cat and they see you, Nate, and just you could tell by the look on their face that they're not happy.
I'm just as unhappy about this as you are. But we're here to go get more information about the bandits and all that jazz.
Wait, you really are? You're gonna volunteer to do this?
Volunteer isn't the right word for me, but I'm going to do it.
Nonetheless, you're... Well, wait, what about the rest of you? Are you also here to volunteer?
I don't want my ore to be stolen anymore, so you can call it that. And Bill's still kind of just circle a little bit, his little drum still.
Gotcha. Just kind of slowly waving back and forth. Gotcha.
I hate town meetings, so if we kill these bandits, will these town meetings stop?
Oh, well, I can't say for sure whether they'll stop or not. However, it'll be one less thing we have to have a meeting about.
Then count me in.
Yeah, I heard something about gold and shiny magical rocks, and my spirit companion, Feng Shi, would actually like some spiritually enchanted gold so that she could interact with it. She's been complaining for the past 200 or so years since I met her that she can't sleep in gold anymore, and it's really getting on my nerves.
I really don't know, to be honest with you. I'm just here to write down names, and give you the information in which was trusted to me as a clerk of the town of Saltmarsh. That's all I know. I don't know anything about any rocks. I don't believe Master Primwater's gold is enchanted in any way, but I could relay that message to him for you if that would suffice. But if you indeed are willing to risk your life and limb for the city of Saltmarsh, you will be amply rewarded when you return. That is what I was told to tell you. Also, you must sign these contracts that have been written, and I shall notarize them, and then we shall be good to go. Is this? Well, this is far more than I actually expected. So, I guess good luck here, each one. And he kind of takes out the papers and spreads them out. And puts a quill and an ink bottle next to each one. And please come forward.
Probably gonna need another one too. There was another dwarf or gnome or something, and he just decided to stay at my house. But since he came with the rest of them, I'm assuming he wants in on this stuff.
Yes. Writing minion, write down Will Bane Saberby on one of these pieces of papers of yours, because that guy was interested as well. And also, you've completely forgotten our nice friend Nate's master here. Make sure to put out a contract for this fine P-line as well, please.
Do you mean the devil cat?
Yes, the cat. Oh, and sorry, Feng Shi. Sorry, Feng Shi would like a contract as well.
This is highly irregular. Highly. I don't. This.
My armor would also like a contract.
No.
want to make sure we get enough shiny gems.
Now I just think you're making fun of me.
I'm not making fun of you. If I was making fun of you, it'd go a little something like this. You're really tall, and that's strange.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. All right, so, here's a stack of them. We made 10. We didn't expect, I thought 10 was too many, but since cats are signing up and armor and everything else at this point, sure, I just don't care anymore. Please, just sign.
Mel will wander up, and with a very shaky hand, Din. There you go. And just slamming the quill back into the ink, almost a little bit too heavy-handed. There's my signature.
Yes, very good, very good. And he kind of takes it and waves it a little bit, slides it back and forth kind of to get the air to it, to let the ink dry a little more, then puts it to the side. Come on, the rest of you, come forward.
Thorgrim gets up there, grabs a quill, starts writing his name, Thorgrim, Dugar, Marjorie, Veldorn, Lightstone, and puts a big blob at the end and takes his little hammer and taps the end of it.
Okay, wait, you tap the quill with the hammer?
Now a little blob of ink at the end.
Okay, and you just smashed it, so now you gotta... Okay, and then you splattered the ink. Got it. Perfect. All right. Yes, that was forceful and unneeded, but fine, yes. And he waves it back and forth and puts it in the pile. Come on. Next, don't be shy.
Yeah, Twig will step up and reach into one of her pouches and pull out a little twig and dip it lengthwise into the ink to use it kind of like a stamp where she's supposed to sign. Just, she could read and write quite well, but she really enjoys just...
This is the gnome formerly known as Prince. Got it.
Yeah, and then she'll take the quill and draw a little dragon's claw on a second contract for things.
Okay. Yes, that's also fine. Yeah, and he loosens up and puts them over. All right. I guess that leaves. So as soon as you kind of walk up to the table and you grab the quill, the cat jumps up, knocks the bottle of ink over, takes its paw, smacks it in the ink, and then walks over to your contract and then smacks its paw right on the signature line, looks at you, and then hops off the table, leaving a single paw print on every, fourth for that one paw.
I guess that's theirs. Then I'll open up a new one and sign that one.
Okay.
No, familiar. Your master's already signed for you. That's why they signed too. Look, I know you're new to all this, but legally speaking, you don't get to make your own decisions. That's all gone away from your contract period.
I am very much well aware I can't make my own decisions anymore. Trust me.
Yes, well, sure.
Oh, actually, Nate, since you want to sign, and, I know it's nice for young people like yourself to get some sense of freedom. You could actually sign for our friend Wilbane Sabersby, or whatever his name was.
Okay, it's about this time that you hear a loud bang at the door and a tiny gnome busts through. Kool-Aid style again.
Yep.
But a very small Kool-Aid man, so it's not very loud at all.
Yep.
Oh yeah!
But then he clapped his hand and a loud booming voice. Anders Solomon! And he,
Sir, he's the young master's not here right now. It's just me. Are you also here to? Is he one of your friends that you were going to sign with, or is this not one of your group?
He was the one that busted into my house and started making tea, so I'm assuming he's with
Yeah,
us.
this is Wilbur.
Yes. Get on with it.
Oh, okay. Come up and.
Pulls out his crystal.
Yes.
A shimmering hand floats from it, grabs a quill, about 30 feet away, and signs the bit of paper.
Signs it. Okay. Yeah. So you're the mage hand does the signature.
Yep. And
Gotcha. Yes. This was all very very odd. But with that, that's fine.
Yes. And he walks out.
Okay, so this is what I'm sure you can relay this to your friend. What I was told is that there is we just need to take the northern road towards Burrow. And it's before we get to the river crossing in the road, it's about 5 to 6 miles away from town. This is approximately where we know that they were located. I was also told that you were to be rewarded with gold.
Shiny gems for me, please.
I don't know about anything with gems. I will hold on. And he takes the quill and writes down shiny gems on a loose piece of parchment. Shiny gems. Is there any other individual questions and requests? Not of the gold, and which was initially promised. I was told to speak to you and say that for every head that was brought back, there would be a bonus of some amount. I was not told the amount, but a bonus of something, and any recovery of any merchandise as well.
Oh, are you going to send us a head porter? Maybe with a wheelbarrow or a cart or something? I don't know about yourself, but I'm not used to carrying that many heads around. It seems like it might be quite the hassle.
I got the one, and that's all I really need. Nothing of the sort would be provided for you. I'm sure there's a sack blowing in the wind you could probably use. That's not my area of expertise. Removing heads from bodies and carrying them around. It's not something that I just signed paperwork.
Young whippersnapper, let me speak when it's my turn to speak, okay? Look, how about we just bring back noses? Noses, quite small. You could stick them in a pocket. I could bring like 100 back, easy peasy, no problem.
I don't believe. I was clearly told heads. I cannot.
I can get you a toe by 2:30 with nail polish.
What about faces? That's like most of a head, but much lighter. You don't need the skull.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Yes, fine. If it will make you leave and take on this task, we will accept faces. This is highly irregular. I'm just paperwork. That's all I do. This negotiating is for the council. I am not of the council. I do paperwork.
My good young boy, you're the one hiring assassins here, getting all up in arms just because we're talking details of what part of the murder victims to cut off. It is. Look, don't get all high and mighty on us just because you're hiring us to do your dirty work.
I believe our business is concluded, and thank you for volunteering. Good luck in your travels, and goodbye. And he quickly, like, just grabs all the, like, he's not even trying to, like, make it in a nice, neat pile. He's just picking up all the paperwork in a bundle in his arms and just takes off for the back door.
I like this one. Points to the small gnome with a green poof on the top of its head.
I like Yeah, and the door closes, and you're kind of just left in the room together, minus one Lil Vane.
Mel leans over to Thorgrim. You're right. This was entertaining. Care to catch a drink with me, my Sudge Wolf? And I turn around and exit, trying to find the closest bar. I don't care which bar I end up in. It's gotta have ale, and that's all I want.
Yeah. So from where you are at the essentially the main council hall, the closest one is the one where essentially it's going to be on actually from where you are, the closest one is the is it the actual Wicker? It might no, the empty net is a little bit closer. So yeah, it is the closest one. This one here, the empty net is essentially a hive of scum and villainy, if any place was. This is where a lot of the rougher element in saltwater tend to hang out. So yeah.
At this point, Mel's a little bit of inebriated and is struggling to be rational at this point. So, unless anyone bumps him in any different direction or takes his attention, just gonna kind of meander over there and just looking for a drink.
Okay. All right. So on the map that you all have of this, let me put my little drawing in here. The one that I just circled, that's the empty net. That is a big thing. So the empty net is essentially a tavern that is small part on land, but the rest of it is completely in the delta waters around in where the boats come in and out. And as I said, it's one of those places that sways lightly with the current. So it doesn't seem like maybe the timbers that are holding it in place are very solid, I'll say. They're solid enough to keep it up, but who knows for how long.
Mel can't quite tell. He thinks that's just him being drunk. It's another Tuesday to him, kind of thing.
Gotcha. So let me just ask this: y'all are going about your merry ways. What is your plans as far as doing this job?
Personally, I was kind of just waiting. I was hoping to catch a room for the night, sober up a little bit, bright and early, and we'll get to it, kind of thing. At least that's my thing.
What time of day is it?
It's just past evening time. So the initial conversation happened about noonish. A couple of hours later is when the actual post was put up, and by the time that the post was put up and the cat business with the group and all of you coming together and all that, it's definitely evening time. All the the sun is all but gone down at this point. The fishermen ships have already come in. They have already emptied their nets and emptied their boats and have put them into the salt houses and the smoke houses for the night. And people are kind of finishing up their last little bit with what light remains of the day before going to their nightly places.
Okay, Wilvain hasn't got any plans for what he's going to do, but he's in Nate's house. He
Yeah.
went straight back there. And
Okay, went straight back to Nate's house. Got it.
He's looking through his crystal around Nate's house, looking for any mysterious cat belongings. If there's any sort of glow coming from any sort of cat belongings, anything in the house.
You're like looking for a stuffed mouse with demon eyes?
Anything that could be slightly arcana, magical in the house at all.
Okay. As far as there doesn't seem to be anything mystical that you can see that's cat related or human related, at all. In fact, there's nothing that even indicates that a cat lives here.
Okay, then he'll go to the nearest well, drag out a cube of water and bring it back to the house and leave it floating in the middle of the room.
Okay. All right.
Make some drinks.
By the time Wilvain gets back, Twig will be in Nate's house in the kitchen with her own cooking tools, trying to figure out something to cook up with whatever Nate's got in the house. And when she sees Wilbur come back in, she's going to start up a lively conversation with him, saying like, so what kind of sellsword are you anyway? I didn't actually see a sword on your person. And so on.
Yes. Okay. That's it. Wilvain just says yes.
You just okay. That's all you say is yes. Got it.
And continues reading his book, drinking his tea from his cube of water.
So wait, when you say a cube of water, it's just like a water floating in a cube? Is that what you're telling me? I'm just trying to verify stuff.
Just in the middle of Nate's house, there's a floating cube of water now.
Okay.
Yeah, so Twig will very much just keep talking, so she's going to be like, yeah, so I'm actually really interested. Actually, I haven't met any sellswords before, I think, or maybe you've already sold your sword. That could be what's going on. I do know you have a book in your feet and everything. Maybe you're one of those monk types that like to go around doing pugilism. You're going to smack people with a book.
Please, stop talking, please. Please.
What kind of spices do you like in your food?
Please.
Cooking and you don't want me to talk to you. That's okay. I get it. You want some solitude and quiet. So Feng Shi, yeah. So have you met sellswords before, right? Or like, were you killed by one?
He goes and sleeps outside.
Okay. So the town itself, as the night kind of drowns out, it starts to get a little quieter. The murmurs and the movements around town seem to be kind of more consolidated towards the various drinking establishments where people are hanging out and whatnot. And it pretty much just kind of leaves the sound of the lapping waves, the occasional gull call, and the small things that kind of show that civilization's here, but it's not very active at this time of night. Now, as far as Nate is concerned, because it is getting late, it looks like the cat is ushering you towards your house.
Thank God.
And yeah.
Follow the cat.
Yep.
And be glad I don't just have to wander out in the dark on my own because the cat's impatient.
Cool. By the time you get there, one of the gnomes is no longer in your house. He's actually outside your house, laying down. The bearded one is outside your house now, not in it, just outside. You also see some smoke rising from your chimney. It looks like one of them started a fire.
Oh, the cube of water would have collapsed down there. It's probably
Inside of his house.
Yeah.
Okay. And you
Sorry
seem
about
to
that.
have water coming out your front door.
Well, at least it doesn't smell like piss. Whatever. This is just par for the course since the cat's been here. So I'll just kind of ignore everything and just go lay in my bed.
Okay. So Mel, you were basically said you were going to try to find a place to sleep. Being part of the mining contingent, you do have a place to sleep, based upon being part of that group. It's not the most luxurious or anything like that, but it's a roof over your head and a bed to sleep on for the night.
I would have, Mel would have gotten his fill and left somewhere towards just being too drunk to be there, or just not wanting to fight the guy that's talking smack to the dwarf that's drinking the fisherman's bar kind of thing. So, however late is late for this town is when he wanders out alone to find his bed, wherever that may be.
Gotcha. Okay. And what about Thorgrim?
Yeah, just looking for basically inn or lodging somewhere in the area.
Okay. Yeah, so the main inn is the one that I mentioned before. The Wicker Goat is essentially the one that the dwarves tend to use. However, there is another one called the Snapping Line, which essentially is kind of the primary and largest one of the town. It's actually directly next to the council hall. Hence why it tends to be the most frequented, because of its quick access from the docks and things like that. And it's the one that has the most number of rooms of places to sleep for the night. And yeah, it's not super expensive in any way, shape, or form. It's 2 silver pieces for a night. And but the thing is that it does smell like fish.
Beats the sulfur from the mines, I suppose.
Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, Thorgrim will post up over at the Snapping Line.
Okay.
See if we can find a room and...
Gotcha. Yep, no problem. So, your nights go relatively normal, with your standard amounts of tossing and turning. It's now the 17th, and of moon. It's Moon Day, the 17th of planting. And pretty much first thing in the morning when light breaks, Nate, you are awoken to a smack to the forehead.
I'm assuming by the cat.
By the cat. Yeah, he just smacked the crap out of your face. Just right in the middle of the forehead, you felt. And opening your eyes, you see an upside down cat head just staring at you.
Well, I guess it's time to die. I just sit up and start getting my gear ready.
Over in the corner of the room is the green-haired gnome, kind of tucked away in their own little corner. And you don't know where anybody else is.
I'll ask Twig if she's ready to go.
Oh, Twig's probably still asleep.
All right, Twig's asleep.
I'll just kind of leave her be then as I, pack up all my stuff that I'm going to bring and maybe grab a snack for breakfast.
Okay.
At this point, Wilvain's awake.
Yeah,
He
he
busts
wasn't
open the
very.
door.
I was gonna say Nate wasn't very like quiet or anything, so you definitely heard the rustling around. It basically plank walls, so it's not like there's multiple inches of insulation, so you can pretty much hear everything going on inside of his place.
Yeah, Wilvain opens doors with his shoulders because he can't reach many handles, so
Just shoulder
Rams
into it. Got it.
and just hopes that they're all push, not pull.
Understood. Yeah.
And
So-
then claps his hands, and you hear a loud, booming voice shout, "Anders Solomon!" Wilvain looks around. Sorry, wrong one. Good morning. A cup of tea? And goes to the stove. Starts brewing again.
Yeah, Twig will wake up.
I was gonna say, did that wake up
And-
Twig?
Yeah, and immediately she'll have a pair of knives in hand. One pointed towards Wolvane for a moment, before she blinks and puts them away. And as Wolvane goes to use the stove, he'll have to move a big pot that she had, cooked up last night, left to cook overnight. It's just porridge with a bunch of wild berries and various herbs and whatnot that she had put together to feed at least 6 people in the morning.
Oh, he's already eaten it.
Thorgrim's kind of rustled up and made his way out. There's nothing really to do there, so he's going over to where he saw the crazy cat and gnomes and
Back
he's
to
gotta go
towards
see
Nate's
the-
house. Yeah.
yeah.
Not hard to
towards Nate's house.
find. It's kind of emblazoned in your brain, this location, just because of the odd way you found it yesterday. It's who forgets a procession led by a cat to a random person's house. So yeah, you find there no problem. You are greeted with the smells of some sort of food being cooked, and noises definitely on the inside are there.
Yeah, I definitely just hit up the door, knock, and see if anybody's gonna let me in there for some food.
So there's a knock at the door.
You
I'm
can
knocking
just
my
come
door.
in.
All right,
You're already here. Screw it. Just get in
You're already
here.
Come on in. It's kind of just works his
Curious
way into
question.
the house.
Okay.
So, is there any activity amongst the mining camp sleep section that Mel's in?
No, not really. Most of them just get up at first light, and a lot of them kind of get on their mining gear and equipment, their pickaxes and things like that, and they head towards the. Because not all of them. So essentially, they work in week-long shifts. So they spend a week at the, or they spend essentially 2 weeks at the mine, and then 1 week back in town, and then 2 weeks in the mine and 1 week back in town. So some folks are getting their stuff together to begin their time.
There's
Basically
definitely-
taking stuff, leaving some of the beds just there as they get their stuff to get on the cart to head out.
Is this like a big open room kind of thing?
Yeah, it's
or-
like a barracks room, essentially.
Okay,
It's just a
gotcha.
big open room. It's a longhouse, essentially, just filled with.
I would have been okay. I'm sorry about that.
Beds, yeah.
I would have been up with the crews. I would have heard the equipment clanging around. and
Oh yeah. They're not
yeah.
quiet about it. Like they don't give a crap about who's sleeping. So yeah.
So I will have wandered into town myself shortly after sunup,
Okay.
almost aimless, like in a general direction of where I'm pretty sure I thought the dude's house was, but I can't quite be sure. So I'm not kind of just wandering around trying to figure out where.
Trying to remember
from
From the night before, kind of deal. Got it.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. So after everybody else kind of fishes up their breakfast of champions, provided by Twig, the cat seems to start getting impatient, Nate. Really starts kind of, the growls kind of started low at first, but as more time has gone on, the growls tended to get a little more forceful, a little more angry, and perhaps even a little violent in nature.
Well, I guess I'm gonna go and fight the bandits. You guys can come with. I don't know if the cat will torture you if you don't follow, but I know that he will torture me. So,
Wait,
Yeah.
Familiar, aren't you gonna translate your master's plans for us as the party leader? You know, it's kind of important that we can tell what they are saying.
you saying that I am going to get even more scars if I don't go and follow him and do whatever the hell he wants. I have no idea. He's spoken to me twice. I just follow
Oh,
him. And he gets
I
angry.
understand. He's not the details-oriented kind of guy. Okay.
Not at all.
Well, if you want to follow your master so you don't get punished, we'll catch up to you in a few minutes once we work out a basic plan. You know, just head north. We'll catch up to you on the road.
Works for me.
Okay. So you're just gonna start heading north? Is that what I'm hearing there?
If the
Nate?
cat's leading me that way, then yep.
Okay. Yeah, so the cat just kind of starts leading, and starts to bring you out, and then stops, turns around and sees that nobody else came with you, and then just sits.
I just kind of look at him and wait around, not really knowing what he wants me to do, so...
All right, so what's the rest of you doing? Oh, by the way, Mel, you do find, after a little bit of time, you see a human that looks vaguely familiar, standing out in the middle of the street with a cat. That also looks vaguely familiar.
I'll approach. I'll approach the cat and the human. Excuse me, sir. This is gonna sound a little bit strange, but do I know you? Do you have a business deal? I'm looking for somebody.
You signed, our collective death warrants at the thing earlier that we're gonna go and die to bandits. So, I mean, we kind of have business together.
Fair enough. And I kind of look down, put my death warrant. That's what I signed? Well, I guess on with this. Let's see where this goes. Wasn't there more people? I remember
There
being another
were. They're
door.
all in my house, and they didn't want to leave, but my cat wanted to leave, and I'd rather not get any more scars, so I left
Put me
them.
towards your
And now
house.
my cat's just waiting here.
I think I just heard it.
Could you point me in the direction of your house? My memory ain't that good this morning.
And with that, as soon as you
I
say
could-
that, the cat stands up and then starts to run towards the house.
Well, I guess we're going home.
All right, it works for me. And I'll follow the cat.
Same here.
All right. All of you that are during this amount of time, what were the rest of you doing?
This is delicious.
Oh, thank you. It's my own personal recipe. It's called seasonal porridge because you just put whatever's in season in with some oatmeal to make a porridge.
Oh. I like it.
Yeah, it's just whatever I could find on the side of the road on the way into town, stuck in a pot.
That's. Maybe don't tell me how the sausage is made. Just. Well, let's.
No, there's no sausage in there. I don't eat meat. It's kind of weird to eat things that can talk, and I don't know if you humans and dwarves and whatnot know this, but all animals can talk and understand you as long as you aren't a big, dumb, tall dummy who doesn't know how to speak to them. But like, just because you don't know how to speak to them, like they can still understand someone who could speak to them. They have their own minds. You're eating them. It's kind of gross. Like hopefully you don't eat the bandits after we murder them, because I like even yeah.
I'm curious. Was I close enough to hear any of that by chance?
Yeah. You so the house, and I use that term very loosely, is essentially just planks, loosely held together by some nails with kind of a slanted roof over top of it, with a metal stove inside. Again, it's not this is not a place of a person with great wealth.
As I walk in, the only comment that I have is something akin to, well, I've never met a cow that I can hold a conversation with, so if I can't be civil with that, I might as well eat it, right? And I kind of pan around and, oh, is there enough of that for me?
Yeah, dig in. I made plenty.
Oh, thank you so much. And I'll just kind of uncivilly pull out one of my spoons from my pack and just right out of the pot. No fucks given.
Just right out of the pot. Okay, perfect. All right.
This is camp style, right? Family style, huh? Excellent.
All right. So.
Okay, everybody, time to go. I don't know if the cat will hurt you guys or just me, but I'd rather not risk him hurting me. So, time to head out.
Twig will actually, for the first time, really look at everyone else in this makeshift party, appraising them, and her demeanor shifting a little bit. She's obviously being a little bit more serious. And she asks, do any of you have any skill in the wilderness at all?
William just sort of looks at her. He's a forest gnome, and then
I lean over my shoulder.
blanks there.
I lean over my shoulder and with a glare. The only nature that I have seen for the last 200 years was the pit of a mine and an inn. It's natural to humans and dwarves, and that's all I care about. And I go back to
just eating out of the pot.
Yeah, my pace is picked up a little bit because we gotta go. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, if we gotta go, that's fine. But I just want to let everyone know. I'm gonna go ahead and suggest we use my classic plan: idiot bait and excellent sniper. It's pretty simple. You guys are just gonna go up the road, try to find the place where the bandits attacked the wagons and whatnot. I'll be staying about 200 feet back into the side of the road. And after the bandits attack you guys, because they'll probably have an ambush set up, I'll sneak up on them, kill them, and then get the reward afterwards.
Start chuckling. If you get any chance to swing on these bandits, go ahead. I got my miner's honor, and Marden would not allow for any more stolen goods on my behalf, so between your arrows and my god, well, these bandits won't know what I will have hit them, as it were. And I pick up the pot and just start walking out the door. It's time to go, it's time to go.
Twig will follow along, sort of saying to herself, like, I don't think bandits are that stupid. It's not that hard to identify an arrow. Like, when you have a foot of wood with some feathers on it stuck out of your body, like, you usually know what hit you, you know?
I start waving my hand in front of her. No, you don't understand. Well, one arrow is fine. They'll know where that comes from. But when they have big dwarf in their face taking my shield and mace, they won't have time to worry about where your arrows came from.
Right, well then they'll know that the big dwarf killed them because you're right in their face. That'll be extra easy to see you doing whatever killing you're doing if you're in their face. Like, if you were behind them and then you smash them with a shield, like, it's probably hard to identify a shield when you get bashed with it and think to yourself, I just got hit with a shield compared to any other random thing you get bashed with, right? That's probably true.
And I start shaking a little bit so that she can hear the shuffling of the pads of my armor. I'm not sneaking up on anybody. Just shuffle.
So this conversation continues as you all head out the door. Just apparently Mel and Twig trying to one up each other on the nature of ass kickery and whatnot. I don't know if the rest of you are getting involved with,
Yeah. What about happy birthday? Let's pick up a cake. We could drop the cake in front. They all get interested in the cake. Cake is great.
Ooh, no, that's an idea. And I just kind of point. But where are we gonna get a cake this time of morning? Sun's barely out.
I don't know this town very well. Don't they have maybe some fish cakes?
Huh.
There's plenty of fish. I mean, I tried to work at the bakery for a little bit. My last name's Doe, so I figured it'd be fitting, but they banned me. I am not a good baker. They won't even let me in there anymore. It was that bad.
We have a resident porridge maker with us.
Yeah, actually, as long as this fine fellow who's carrying the porridge pot can keep holding it, I can actually put together some really excellent raw vegan cake. You can't even tell it's not cooked. It's very delicious. There'll be plenty of berries and stuff along the road. I could just pick up, put it together as we go. It'll be great.
I look at Twig and I look at the contents of the barrel for the first time, trying to acknowledge the content of the things that I've been just corking down at this point. Vegan, you say? So there's no animals in this?
No. Didn't you notice the lack of fur?
I was wondering about that. And I take one last bite and just simply put the pot down. I'm gonna have to find me something that bleeds. I need a raw steak now. And I just keep going, keep walking.
All right. So as this conversation kind of goes, it actually passes the time fairly quickly. And you find yourselves kind of out in the wilderness, essentially walking up the north side of Saltmarsh, and as you kind of start heading northward on the northern road towards Burl, and it is, why did that not change? Okay, there it goes. So you start making your way northward, and this whole conversation happens as you continue the several miles. When you get close to the general area in which that you were told approximately things would be, you start to notice that there's a thick kind of a thicket of trees, not big enough to really be a forest, but the road goes directly through this thicket, and it's a little dim in there, but not so much that because of the morning sun, it's very shaded, but the canopy isn't so thick that it actually grows over the road. How are you all walking, by the way?
with my short little legs.
I understand that. What I mean is what order are you all walking?
I'm probably out front, or somewhere close,
Okay.
or almost speaking over my shoulder to anyone that
Yeah.
speaks to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm walking by him. I'm just like, Mel, happy birthday.
Gotcha.
I'd be like second to last in line because
Gotcha.
I wouldn't want to be last, so the cat would be pissed, and I don't want to be towards the front because I don't want to be in the fight.
Gotcha. Okay.
Wolverine will be about 50 feet behind everyone. He's tired of hearing them all talk. They just go on and on and on and
Just
on.
on and on. Got it. Okay.
And he's just thinking to himself, I hope these people die quickly.
All right.
This guy.
And then Twig, where are you?
Yeah, after about 3 miles, Twig would have finally actually shut up and gone off diagonally 100 feet behind and to the left of everyone else.
Okay.
And trying to be stealthy.
Gotcha. Okay. So you two are kind of out here. Right. So you're not really quite there yet. So that's fine. So you're all spread out, and then so again, you start to come up to this area that's a little bit trees on all sides, fairly thick vegetation. In this area, off to the left of the road, it looks to be like the ruins of a small house. And I won't even call it a house. It's essentially just looks like some holes in a thatched roof and collapsed stone walls.
Does it look like Nate's house?
This looks way worse than Nate's house. And that's
Is there
saying a
door
lot.
on it?
What's that?
Is there a door on it?
No.
Okay.
You can't see a door.
Then Wolverine ignores it.
Okay.
There's no door.
It hardly strikes me as a thing to stop for.
Alright.
Twig's gonna do her best to look for an ambush at this point.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check then.
Yeah.
Alright. So, you don't see... Everything about this location screams ambush to you, right? Everything about it screams ambush. However, there's no signs of one being sprung in this area before. You don't notice anybody lying in wait or anything like that.
okay. Well, Twig's gonna assume she just didn't see them and continue to try and hide and let the bait be bait.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth check while we're at that. Okay. 13. Awesome.
Yep.
So good to go. And you're still about 100 feet behind everybody else, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what are the rest of you doing? Are you walking through? What are you doing?
Rubbernecking, if anything, but I'm walking through. I might have slowed down a touch to see if I might catch anything worth my while, but if I don't, I'm going to keep walking.
All right, go ahead and give me a perception check then. That you're looking around.
I don't even have the thing up. Give me one moment to remember how to do that. Aha! Perception. Didn't see shit.
Got it. So yeah, since you're kind of behind, are you going through the brush, by the way, Twig? Are you going through like the woods and the brush and all that? Or are you out in the middle of the road just kind of keeping in the shadows?
Super
Maybe
stealth.
had a disconnect?
Oh, yeah.
Huh? Token just disappeared.
Oh no.
Yep.
Well,
bear with us. We got a slight disconnect issue. Just give a minute or two here. Things happen. It's live streaming and it's
technology, right?
Yeah, technology always works until it doesn't.
So these houses are in disarray. Can I see anything like were they damaged or attacked?
No, it just looks like it's been there forever and just fell apart out of disuse.
I'm back in Discord and reconnecting.
Okay. Yeah. I asked you a question right when you disconnected.
What was the question?
Were you staying in the bushes, in the brush, in the underbrush, in this thicket of woods?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I'll make sure you were there. Perfect.
Into the thick of it.
Cool.
Wait, it's the thick of it, not a fickle bitch. All right.
No, that's not how
What I hear.
Those are the words that I make out.
Wait, the thick of it? I thought you were saying the thicket, like the. Bush.
No, I do. I was. I was saying that.
Yeah.
Awesome possum. Okay, so. Okay. So, as you start getting a little bit closer, as you kind of everyone starts making their way into this twig, you actually make out a human figure with a weapon drawn, light crossbow in hand, looking like they're about to get ready to spring. And we'll do this real quick. Where'd it go? Did I not share this already? There we go. Okay, why did it not do that? Make sure you all can see it. Don't know why it's not popping up for me. Let me fix that real quick.
I see what you see on your screen.
Yeah, I see dark.
You see blackness? Why is it doing that?
And
That's not
with
supposed to do
icons,
that.
though. With icons,
Hello,
though.
darkness, my own friend.
Yeah. Weird. It's not supposed to be showing you that. You're supposed to be able to see. You know what? Let me. Oh, I know why. I totally forgot to add ambient lighting to this. That's my fault.
Oh.
Let me add some ambient lighting.
Little ambient.
Knocking the rust off. We got this, everybody.
Yeah. No, it's
back,
fine.
Dash one. If we didn't have this, there'd be a problem. Wait. Well, there wouldn't be. If we didn't have this.
Okay, so now, good. See, I've not had this before. I've not had it have this problem. I was able to see everything for everybody. Yeah, so ambient lighting, and we're gonna add it.
Edit.
Weird. Why is this not? Sorry, y'all. Give me 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Yeah, because I'm clicking people and I can see what you're supposed to be seeing. But yet, it's not showing up.
I'm gonna do a quick BRB while you're doing.
Yeah. Sorry. Weird. Let me try to fix it. My apologies. Yep, token vision. Got it. Token vision is set up. Ambient lighting is on.
Thorgrim's only 70? Wow. I didn't think young dwarves
Why?
existed. I think young elf.
They're just born at the ripe old age of like 120.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
It's when the ground births them.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what is going on now. Give me it. This was working. I swear it. No preset. We want sunlight. Well, we want sunlight. Yes. And we're gonna add that.
Nate's cat is starting to get impatient in the background.
Yes. That cat is an issue. Hold on. Let's try this, maybe? Everybody should be good there. Okay. Token lights, we're not worried about. That we're not worried about.
Good news is I have my client open and it didn't crash the second time I reopened it.
Oh, good. Good. Yeah, that is really weird. I don't know why it's doing that. And
It went gray with the treasure chest.
yeah, that was...
Chest?
It's still
What?
not
Shiny?
showing you everything, and you're not seeing the rest of it. So I'm not entirely sure why it's doing that. Painting layer, wall layer, FX layer. All right, we're gonna go into this layer. We're gonna go here, and we're gonna turn this on. What are y'all doing drawing shit? Stop.
At the chest.
Jesus, this is not working, and it's not letting me switch for some reason. I think the VTT is acting wonky right now. Oh.
Aha!
Oh. I see what I did wrong. Okay. Let me... I had accidentally turned some stuff off. And everybody's line of sight is still not working quite the way it's supposed to. I hate everything right now. All right. Well, whatever. This is just what we're gonna deal with for right now. Since it's not easily letting me edit this stuff in while we're playing. I don't know why it's doing that. Well, there we go. That's a little better. Not quite the way it's supposed to be, but that's a little better. Let's remove the mask. We've got sunlight. It's fine. Whatever. I don't care anymore. I'm done caring. This is what it looks like, okay? You're all here.
We got sunshine.
Perfect.
What map are we on?
What's that? Hermit's Path. I just shared it, so it should be in the images tab.
Okay. Oh, that's a hermit path. Okay, got it.
Yep. So you are able to see one with a crossbow seemingly aimed at Thorgrim.
I probably don't know about this, do I?
No, you don't see this at all.
Okay. Twig will take about half a second to, ponder doing nothing since this is bait being bait, and she could try to, check out some more of the ambush. But she's going to draw an arrow and just let loose at this person with her longbow.
Okay. Awesome. So also, yes, everyone just roll initiative. Do the thing. Do all the things. All right, everybody's got their initiative rolled. Awesome, and Twig is actually at the top of the order. You will have. They do not know you. Whoops. They don't know you're there at all. So you are going to have surprise against this one. So you will have advantage on this roll.
Okay. So I'm not used to Fantasy Grounds. I want to select this enemy in my combat tracker. How do I do that?
It's usually you do it with a map.
Yeah, so how do I do it? There's a way to do it where you don't drop the dice directly on.
Yeah. You it should just be control click to target them.
Okay.
Yeah. If you do it again, it will put a. Whoops! I did it first. Go ahead and do it. Yeah, there you go. It'll put the arrows around them, and you'll know you'll have them targeted.
Oh, wait. I only rolled once.
That's fine. Just we'll roll your second one. This one apparently has some groomed bristles. And that second one is going to be hit. And boom. Yeah, so that arrow hits him. You nail him square, and he absolutely throws his aim up, and he yells out in pain. And as soon as that happens, you hear yells from all around you as, "Get him!" And are you moving anything, Twig?
Yes. She's gonna. I don't know. I'll move about here, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, it's it won't let you move off the map. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way
Actually,
it.
my character seems to have disappeared.
Yeah, I'll fix it. Don't worry about it. I'll fix it.
Sure. Okay, she'll just stay where she is then. But yeah, given the map.
Given that the map's doing map things. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Easy enough. Nate.
So I just hear screaming. I can't really see anybody or anything.
So why aren't the walls working? Hold on. The walls are there. I don't understand why.
Ooh, there we go.
Oh. Okay, cool. Now we're good. That's what I was trying to do before. So some of you can see some of them, and then some of you can't. Got it. All right. You heard the yelling in the woods, and you see the one now that's over there. Okay, good. I'm learning too. Okay. So yeah, Nate, you're up.
So I can actually see all three of them.
You see the dude up here for sure. Everyone else is you have a general idea of where they are, but the tree with all the different trees and stuff in the way, you can't quite see them.
Yeah, I just need to double click my character and then I can see what he sees.
Yep.
Handy.
That is correct.
Then I'll just give him a good old Eldritch boop.
Okay. All right, that's a 21. That's going to hit. He's got a small right knee, this guy. For 5 points of damage. Heavily wounding this one. I thought I had a sound for Eldritch Blast, but I guess I don't. That's fine. We'll
Could
fix
be
it
because I
first.
renamed it to Boop.
Oh, did you? Ow! Yeah, you did. Okay,
It's
I'll.
a giant cat paw that hit him right
Oh,
in his tiny knee.
so a giant cat paw just appears out of nowhere and just slaps the crap out of this guy. Awesome. Yeah, that's exactly what we'd like to see. All right, cool. Are you moving or anything? Or you're in your turn? Awesome. Cool. So this one has no no, he does know where it came from. So he is going to move. Let's see. He's going to move. He can't quite move through the trees that are directly. Oh, yeah, he can. So he's going to move in. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Going to move up on you, Twig. And while he ran, he basically dropped his light crossbow and has pulled out a scimitar to take a swing at you. And will miss with an 8. And that's his turn. He does have really nice groomed bristles, this one that's just attacked you. This next one was the one that just got shot in the face. And is going to head that direction. So that's 10, 20. Actually, he's going to go there, and he's going to take a swing at Will Vane, and will miss. Just with sheer trying to swing at you and completely misses. Will Vane, now it's your turn.
Bizarre.
Bizarre.
Exactly.
Strange men.
Strange men that all started yelling in the woods for some reason, and then now we're coming after you.
Whip out his crystal. He's gonna whip it out, and
Excuse me while I whip this out.
He's really gonna whip that out in public?
Yeah, that's right.
and when he works out how to do it, he's gonna do this. Yeah.
There we go.
Wait.
You were doing a ranged attack in melee range.
Firebolt.
Yeah, it's a ranged spell attack.
Oh.
So you can, you would have to step away from him to not have disadvantage. I'll let you re-roll that if you wanted to move.
No,
away
that's his
from him.
reaction, and
Okay.
then he's gonna run away and probably get hit in the back
Okay.
and hide in this bush.
Mm-hmm. So you're gonna take off. That's gonna be this one's gonna make a quick opportunity attack against you. And what? Do you have disengage or something, or am I missing something? I just wanted to make sure.
Oh no, I've got
Okay.
to wait for you to do it.
Oh. Gotcha. He'll take a swing with an opportunity attack, and that's gonna hit with a 14. So as you try to take off, he hits you for 7 points of damage, which is a pretty heavy hit.
And he's gonna cower in the bush.
Cower? Excellent. All right. So not hiding, cowering.
Yep.
Gotcha. Mel, you're up.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Actually, quick question about wording and whatnot, Alan.
Okay.
I'm looking over Blessed of the Forge, and it says after a long rest I could use it. Is that directly after the long rest? Or can I just,
What's the actual verbiage? Can you drop it in chat?
yes.
And I'll take a look. Yeah, so
Yeah.
Blessing of the Forge, you gain the ability to imbue magic into a weapon or armor. Yeah, so at the very end, so you choose basically at the beginning of the day whether or not it's a suit of armor or a weapon, and then it lasts until the end of your next rest. So
I never made that choice today.
okay,
Kind of wandered off. But...
well,
Okay.
right now it shows your AC is 1, so it looks like it's adding 1 AC right now.
Oh, okay, perfect.
So if that's what you want, it's already on.
I'll take it for sheer convenience.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice. Go right there.
Okay. So you're gonna
And-
run up.
And for the lack of anything better to do, take this, guy.
Yeah, so makes it so as you try to drop your sacred flame on top of him, he quickly dodges out of the way and avoids any kind of damage from your attack at all.
Oh, this guy. With that,
Whoops.
I'll taunt him a little bit, raising
Okay.
both fingers. What are you doing to that gnome? You bugger. Just lots of explicities and being real nasty.
He's just cussing him out. Got it. All right, perfect. All right, Thorgrim.
All right, so let's see. Can I move? Let's see. How do I do this? Can I?
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can
know
just
how far
move
I can do it.
yourself. You can use your keyboard
Oh, that's
as
right.
well.
It shows how much, and I can move 25, right?
Yep, that's correct.
I'll move here,
All right.
and I don't really have a lot I can do. I got a crossbow. Can I swoop at this? How do I target this dude? Control this.
Yep. There you go. You got him targeted.
And then what do I do to crossbow?
If you go to your actions page,
Got it.
it should show you, like, it should have a little attack thing. You can just double click the attack.
Like the roll range attack. Just hit this.
Yeah, double click it, and it should just automatically roll it. There we go. That's a 4. That's gonna miss. Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. That's what I do then.
Yep, and it missed.
He had a small right knee.
Yeah, that's the guy with the small right knee.
It's a fine target. You gotta
Yeah.
be really precise.
Okay, so, okay. Cool. That happened. And then so yeah, Nate, you can obviously see some dudes coming around the corner there.
Oh boy.
And then coming out of the woods directly at you, Mel. This one comes flying out, riding right up on top of you, swings his scimitar, and totally 100% like whiffs at trying to hit you. And then we have this one. Yep. All right. So yeah, there's 3 of them that just kind of came around that corner that you can see there. This one. Yeah, this one 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. So that gives them right in there to also try to attack Mel. And that one, with his scimitar, swings and will hit for, good God, 7 points of damage. I'm rolling like max damage on every roll. I just want to make this very clear.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Not that it affects anything right now. Actually, 2 questions.
Okay.
But shouldn't my AC be just a little bit higher given the fact I have a shield on? Shouldn't it be your armor plus your shield?
You have
15 to be 17 by my count.
a ability. Hold on. Yeah, that won't. Let me check your inventory here. Yeah, so you're wearing scale mail, which is 14. And then your shield should give you 2. So that should be 16 without your boost. That's weird. Why did you manually change anything that you know of?
I had to change out the armor recently because I don't have heavy armor proficiencies. I just deleted an item and put a new one in.
Okay. So armor's there. Oh, your dex. That's why.
Oh.
You're minus
Okay.
1 dexterity. That makes you slightly easier to hit. That's why it's 15.
Fair enough. Okay. Carry on. Thank you.
Yep, no problem. It's good to get all that out of the way just to make sure that we're hitting stuff. Okay. So he's going to take a swing. He did that much damage. Good. It's his turn. All right, Twig, you're back up.
Okay. Twig is going to swear loudly as she's forced to drop her longbow, pull out a dagger, and try to sink it into this guy's
Okay.
stomach.
Yeah, that's going to hit. Oh, because you did a ranged attack in melee?
Is that what happened?
Yeah, that's what you did. That's why it... Oh, you clicked the ranged attack with the dagger, didn't you?
Right,
That's fine.
right.
All I want you to do then, just click where it says the critical button for the modifiers and roll your damage.
Oh. Awesome.
Because it dropped to 20, and that's what you would have hit with. So, boom. There you go. Yes. So, critical hit, stab the crap out of him, and pretty much instantaneously just killed the crap out of that dude. It's very dead and whatnot, and purist, and yeah, done. Goddamn, you stabbed the shit out of that dude. All right. For 9 points of damage. Perfect. Are you moving or anything, or you're good where you are?
Yeah, since this guy's not in melee with her anymore, she'll hustle off. Nope, wait, no, she does not move. Please cancel my move for me. She's just dropped her longbow, so she's gonna stay right here where her longbow is, and, just sort of yell out, I killed the first one of the targets. How are you guys doing?
I killed one.
Are they dead yet?
All right. Did you get him? Hey, did you get him, guys? Nate, you're up.
Okay. So is it just normal terrain to get up to where Twig is?
Yeah, that's just kind of ruts in the road.
All right.
Ditches, whatever you want to call them. All right. So you're going to run your way up that way. That will avoid... Yeah, you can easily get up there and avoid any kind of opportunity attacks. That's cool. You're now 50 feet away from those dudes, but it's much difficult to see them through the woods now.
Oh, that's fine. Can I see that other dude that it's showing me up there? Or would that be
Yeah,
one
you can
shot?
see him.
Okay.
Yep, you absolutely can see that one.
Then I'll just give him a good old boopin'.
All right. Cat slap. Cat slap. Yeah, that's a 9. That's going to miss. You try as you might for your cat to slap the shit out of him with its magical paw, but it bounces off of a tree and does not injure him at all.
Then I'll just move a little bit, and that'll be it.
All right, this one is dead, so he can't do anything. So now it's this one's turn. All right, so you're going to move up there. That one's dead, so we don't need to worry about that one. Right, so this one is going to move towards the other dwarf that's sitting over here, and is going to take a swing at Thorgrim with his scimitar. He's pretty bold about it. And will hit with a 22.
Dang.
I'm rolling really well, y'all, so you might want to roll better.
I mean,
3 points of damage.
Does that happen? Does that?
It does it automatically.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. One of my favorite things about this VTT, it does all that for you. So 3 points of damage. Wilvain.
I thought I could see some other people down there a moment ago. I don't know what happened to my field of view, but
You got closer to the trees, which blocked some of your field of view.
okay. But I do know there's 3 guys running up the road, right?
Yeah, you do. You do know about them. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna risk going over there.
Okay, you're gonna run into melee range.
Yep.
All right.
And say to the dwarves, they may have miscalculated. And pull out his rock
Okay.
and fire off 3 little darts. One on this guy. One on this guy.
All right.
One on this guy. Help!
There we go. Your magic missiles fly out, making contact with every single one of the bandits within your field of view, damaging them all. None of them going down, however, but definitely doing some hurt upon them. And you moved and you attacked, and that's all you can do.
Oh, and he's pressed the button.
Oh, you're good. Mel.
I'm so conflicted with actions right now. You know what? Screw it. Which one was the first one to hit me?
I honestly have zero idea.
All right, screw it. I'm going to turn to the guy that's just to my left.
Okay.
Oh, you want to play rough, do you?
Boop. That's rough enough. That's going to be a hit. With your mace, 6 points of damage. Dude is critically wounded. Looks to be pretty much on death's door, but not quite.
I'll pass turn after insulting him and his mother profusely until the end of my turn.
All right, perfect. Thorgrim.
I just looked to Wolverine. You gotta teach me that missile thing. He pulls out his warhammer.
Okay.
It's gonna. Can I clock this guy from an angle? Is that
Oh yeah. That's
Okay.
all within 5 feet of you.
All right. And then just kind of, I guess. Oh, double click this.
There you go. That's a 12. That'll hit.
Okay. And so then probably hit this.
Yep. The damage. And there you go. 4 points of damage after you bring down your hammer directly square on his forehead, caving it in, and a spurt of blood comes from his face all around your hammer as he collapses to the ground.
And can I move after?
Absolutely
right?
can.
Oh yeah. How can I do that? Can I just get right into here?
Are you trying to move on top of him, or?
Not on top, just like down here below Mel.
Yeah. Right there? Yep, absolutely. It's only 10 foot of movement. No opportunity attacks. You're good.
Yeah. That's the business.
All right.
Oh,
Perfect.
I can say I'm done, right? How do I do that?
Yeah, do you have the combat tracker open?
Yeah.
It's just a little down arrow.
Little arrow down. Okay.
Yep. And you can actually add that to one of your hotkeys as well.
All right. Okay, you'll have to tell me how to do that sometime.
Yep, no problem. All right. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 10.
I figured it out.
Gotcha. So they're all looking. They already see some of their. They see some dead friends, essentially. These three. I didn't go through all of their turns. So they're kind of, oh no, about that. The one that's right next to Thorgrim is going to go ahead. It's his turn, and we'll take a swing at you with his scimitar, and that's going to miss. And that's that one. And then... whose turn? This is the one that's right next to Mel. He's going to take a swing at Mel. I like how inadvertently the gnome put himself in the perfect position to be protected by the dwarves. But that's going to miss. And he's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. This guy's kind of pissed that a giant cat face tried to hit him. And he's going to hit with a 19 for 5 points of damage against Nate.
Ow.
Twig, you're back.
Excellent. Twig is going to draw her other dagger.
Okay.
And do you use any kind of variant flanking rules or anything?
No, I don't. I do not.
Okay. She's still going to go behind him.
Okay.
That's just still good strategy.
Yeah.
And then she will stab him once, and then try to stab him again afterwards.
Okay. So use your action and your bonus action.
Whoops, that... I have no idea what happened there. I just picked up 3 dice all at once.
Yeah, apparently it did an average. I don't know, that was weird. Go ahead and try it again.
Yeah. Nope. Wait, my client.
Do you have, like, a bunch of people targeted or something?
Groomed missiles. It looks
There you
like
go.
you're just
There you go.
targeting that one. Oh, you're targeting the dead one.
Oh,
That would be...
okay.
So you had advantage and everything else. That's
now I'm
why.
targeting one guy.
Yes, you are. You're targeting the correct one. That's a hit with a 13.
Okay.
Just stabbing the dead guy to death. Oh yeah, awesome. So you just take your dagger and jam it between the lower part of his ribs and definitely hurt him.
Her other hand will come in for another
Yep.
stab.
And then with the other hand, oh yeah, that's also gonna hit.
Yeah.
With 1 point of damage, your secondary attack comes in.
Yeah. I didn't know how to roll the damage without the strength or dex damage mod, so I just rolled a d4.
Yeah, that's... Oh, so you didn't actually roll it on?
Right.
on
So-
got it. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take it off of that one.
Okay.
Which one is he?
Unknown humanoid 6.
There we go, number 6. 'Cause he didn't get a weird thing like some of the other ones do. Oh yeah, that kills him. Yeah, that follow-up attack took him out.
Yeah, and Twig is gonna start swearing to herself about, God damn it, I hate getting blood all over myself. You know, I carry my slings, I carry these daggers to throw, I carry my longbow all the time. I still end up with blood all over me. Like, what the heck? Yeah.
Always covered in blood. Nate, you're up.
Seeing a guy just get killed in front of me and noticing that there's a dead body next to me, I'm just going to vomit, like, everywhere.
Okay.
Because
Cool.
I've never seen dead people before.
Well,
This is
now
my
you
first
have.
real fight. And then, since I got hit, I am going to... Let's see... Run and
puking because he starts puking.
hide into the woods.
Okay, so you're gonna just head up that direction.
Yep.
No problem. You kind of ran into a tree, but that's fine. Where did you go?
I have no idea.
That was weird.
I can see
He's
half the
hiding.
screen and not
Very
me.
good.
There it goes.
I put you back. All right, perfect. Perfect. You're done. You are dead. And that one's dead. So, Wilvane.
Wilvane's gonna nope.
You're gonna just nope right on out of there. Further away from them.
And give his little rocker rub.
Okay. Rock rubbing
And-
time.
It's nice and shiny.
Mm-hmm. That's it?
Yeah.
Just gonna rub the rock. Got it. Yeah, that's gonna kill the first one. More damage. And light damage to the one with the repulsive frown.
And then use the rest of his movement.
To get into the woods, huh? Awesome. Why does it keep making people disappear? I have no idea why it's doing this, and...
And he was never seen again.
Yes, exactly. Let's delete that token.
I'm saying he's still running to this day.
I don't know why it was doing that. We're gonna fix everything eventually. All right, Lil Vane, you're done. Mel.
You're done.
And you do definitely see the other three. However, they definitely look like they look a little green around the gills, as it were. After seeing a bunch of people just get taken out right in front of them.
Inspired. Here's hoping I get lucky. We're gonna attack this dude.
It's a 12. That'll hit.
Perfect. And hit him with this.
And there you go. Bring your mace down right on top of them, cracking their skull and spilling their brains out amongst the pavement or the dirt.
I come rushing up to this group here. You want what he's having? With my mace over my head, with this
just
crazed look in my eye.
Got it.
Again, old dwarf, got some scars on his face. Just, what are you gonna do?
Gotcha. Running crazily towards the bad guys. Good. Thorgrim.
Dwarves run together.
Yes. All right.
Maybe not so fast, but they do.
But they do run together. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You're gonna pick up his warhammer and we'll crunch this one down here.
Right now you have two people targeted.
How did I do that? Oh.
You probably didn't untarget the guy that you had.
That. Okay. Yep. Learning.
Yep. Here we go.
Oh god.
Oh, it was an 18 for so long on my side that it rolled over. All right, that's a miss with a 7.
Sure. That can I? There's probably that's my action. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
What? Yep.
That's it. All right. So I'm gonna roll real quick on this guy because he just watched like 4 dudes get killed in a matter of a couple of seconds. Does he have the fortitude? He does. Okay. So he's gonna take a swing at you, Mel, as you run towards him. He's gonna try to scimitar you, and it is a critical hit. I like how it cheers for me when I get critical hits too. Oh yeah. So 11 points of dying. 11 points of dying. Yes.
Pretty much.
So 11 points of damage. Mel goes down under this very brutal slice, leaving because you had your hands over your head, you completely left your lower body completely unprotected, and he was able to find quite a bit of purchase into your midsection with his scimitar. And now you're down. So this guy, whether or not he's going to run, because he just saw. All right. Yep. He'll stay as well. He's going to go ahead and attack Thorgrim. This is the one right below you, Thorgrim, that's attacking, and that's going to hit for 2 points of damage. So you're still up. You're still good right now. Now we got, this guy has a dainty something or another. This one is going to go also take a swing at you. And another crit. Well,
There go the dwarves.
that's
Let me start working on my next character.
Right.
so both dwarves are down.
So about dropping Zazer in.
Yeah, Twig. Twig, you're up. You definitely still hear the sounds of battle happening outside, but some of those sounds of death and dying sound like people you know and not people you want to kill.
Yeah, Twig will start by moving this far.
All right.
Okay.
It keeps doing that, and I don't know why. It keeps doing that. Nope, wrong one. Sorry, I put the wrong token in here. You. There. Perfect. Okay.
Huh.
You should be able to see the three of them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Twig is going to shout out in common, whichever of you doesn't get killed by me, I suggest you surrender. Or actually, you know what? Stab your friend. Whoever stabs their friend gets to survive. I'll just ask you some questions, and you'll be free to go. Yeah. I got 3 mages out here with me, and I've got I'm prepared to throw this through your face. And yeah, she's gonna, prepare an action to throw a dagger at one of these guys.
Okay. For what's the trigger?
If either of them attacks her, or if either of them shoots to the north, she will attack them.
Gotcha. Understood. Okay.
And I guess that might actually be like a persuasion check, or no, intimidation.
Intimidation, yeah. I was going to ask for an intimidation on that.
Yeah. Okay. Any chance I get advantage because I'm literally covered in the blood of their friend?
No, not in this case.
Okay.
Not in this case. Not this point in time.
Fair enough.
All right. Nate.
Let's see. I guess I'll move up a little bit.
All right.
Oh, good. I can see them.
I was going to say, you should be able to see them from there.
30 feet? Yes, you are. All right. I will infest this guy with some fleas that fly off from the cat.
Okay. So fleas from the cat infest this man's. He barely saves. Yeah, he barely saves that. But your insects don't seem to affect him. Apparently, he's used to having fleas.
And then I wander back into the darkness.
15 in, 15 out. Gotcha. All right. Into that turn. Wilvane, you're up.
Bye. Let's see if I disappear. I'm gonna run over there. And he's still there. Okay.
You made it.
I made it. So Twig actually gets disadvantage on intimidation because friends have run away. He's gonna limp away and throw a firebolt behind him.
Okay. At one of the dwarves. No, it's
Not this time.
not this time.
This guy.
Distract the enemies with barbecue.
Oh, it's a 13. That's gonna hit.
Well, I tried. And
He was almost barbecue.
What?
what was that?
Oh, I still.
Oh,
Oh, did you hit?
look
You
at that.
didn't do damage. You didn't do damage against him.
Roll. Yeah, you hit. So roll.
You
your-
hit, so you could
Oh,
roll
I thought I
damage.
Okay.
I was like, why did it
I thought
roll?
you said barely missed.
No, I said it. I'm sorry. I missed. I misspoke. If I did, that was a hit. 9 points. Oh yeah, you critically wounded that dude. That firebolt hit him square in the chest.
I still don't see it. I'm still.
Oh yeah, you're running. You're running away. You just kind of shot behind you. All right, both Thorgrim and Mel make your first death save. So that's good. What's that?
How do I do that?
It automatically does it for you.
Oh, okay.
You still have to pass turn though.
You passed your first one.
Yeah, you passed your first one. All right. This dude just got hit with a fireball. There's still too many. Let's grab the stuff and go. And 5, 10, 15, 20. And he disappears around the corner. Unknown, this guy here is going to go ahead and he's going to try to take a pot shot at you, Twig. So go ahead and get your attack that you had readied.
Why did I have someone?
Oh, because it's long range.
Oh,
He's
I
over
see.
20 feet away.
I realized.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's going to miss. So you throw your dagger right when he shoots his crossbow.
Okay.
At you. Your crossbow misses, but your dagger misses, but his crossbow hits. That's the words I'm trying to say. And then 7 points of damage, and then he turns and hightails it. 15, 20. Yep, that's as far as he can go. And which one is this one? Oh. Okay, cool. So which one is this one? Hold on. Yeah, it is that guy. Just making sure. I was like, is it this guy? It is this guy. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, cool. So they take off around the corner. Twig, you're back up.
Okay. Swearing, just cursing at herself and everyone rambling because she's got a bolt in her. She's gonna, hustle,
Move up.
despite
Yep.
the pain, over to these fine folks she just met and does not know anything about. But she's gonna, try to stabilize
All
one
right.
of them from their
Give me a
wound.
medicine check. Which one are you gonna do?
I just drop it on that. No. I'm going to do mill.
All right. Oh yeah. Even though you don't quite know what you're doing, you're pretty sure if something's squirting blood, it shouldn't be. So you're able to kind of put your little hands over top of it and staunch the bleeding. And you are now stable, Mel.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Do I gotta do anything with that? Or?
Nope, I'm doing it.
Perfect, thank you.
Doing it right.
All right.
Oh yeah.
When I cast Expeditious Retreat, since that's bonus action, do I still get the extra 30 feet of movement that turn?
Yes. Yeah. So Expeditious Retreat just gives you. I believe it says when you cast the spell and every turn after that as a bonus.
Oh yeah, when you cast the spell and
Yep.
when. Okay. Then I'll move over. To
All right, you're gonna sprint down and help. Gotcha. Yeah.
Yep.
So you make your way all the way down.
And then I will also know nothing about medicine and
Give me a medicine check though. Let's
just
see if we make it worse.
like stick my finger in the holes that are, squirting blood
Like-
and see what happens.
Was it
Nothing
the little,
good.
the little? Yeah. You don't know the first thing about anything. You're not even sure if dwarves are the same. Like, do they even bleed like people? You're not even sure.
I bet I puke on him.
yeah,
because
you
now I'm
don't-
covered in blood, and that probably makes things worse.
Yeah, it doesn't help at all. You really have no idea what you're doing. Wilvane.
Wolverine's gonna use his. He's gonna run down here,
Okay, your full movement.
and he's gonna shout at these guys. Leave the dwarves. There's too many of them. Let's go.
Like how everyone's fleeing from each other at this point.
Yeah.
All right, Wilvane's done. Mel, you're unconscious, so you don't get to do anything. A second success roll for Thorgrim. I'm gonna take this thing off.
Yeah.
So one more, and you will become stable as well. So that's good. You're not closer to dying. You're closer to not dying. Okay, so doop. Got it. All right. So that's happening over there where you don't see it, so you have no idea what it do. And then okay. Twig, you're back up.
Yeah. So Twig will say to Wolbane, there's only 2 of them. That's not that many. Speaking, of course, of the dwarves.
That's 1 and 1.
And we'll try to stabilize Thorgrim.
Okay. It's a little bit touch and go. It's not quite as good as you did previously. It looks like just stopping the bleeding isn't enough in this particular case. At least the bleeding that you're trying to stop here.
Alrighty. And as she's stopping the bleeding, she'll just sort of, move over here.
Okay.
Just in case she needs to not get hit with more arrows.
Understood.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Okay. All right, Nate.
I look at the cat and I go, do we need to finish them all? Is that what you want us to do? Is that what it said in the contract? I didn't even bother reading it.
The cat just kind of dips its paw in some of the blood on the ground and licks it clean. And just kind of does it a few times.
And that's what I thought.
Bloodthirsty.
So can I see people if I move there? Yes, I can.
Yep.
Actually.
You go around the corner, you see one dude standing there aiming his crossbow. And as soon as you round the corner and he sees you... which one is this one? This is the guy with the repulsive frown. He fires his crossbow at you.
And critical hit.
We'll see. And close enough. It's a 19, so it'll hit. So you go down as right where you turn the corner there. So actually, that would have happened right back here. So as soon as you were visible to him, you take a crossbow bolt to the chest and go down. All right.
Well, that ends my turn.
Yeah, it does. Wilvain. You were able to see that. He turns around the corner and gets shot.
I told you, regular-sized friend.
All right, what's up? What you doing?
He's gonna see if he can see him.
All right.
Judgment.
Against better judgment. Yeah, so you turn the corner up there. Do you actually see? It looks like you barely can see him.
I can see him.
Yeah, just barely. But you can see him.
And he rubs his little stone.
All right.
Gets a bit shiny.
Shines the stone. Fume. Firebolt. 11 misses. So your firebolt goes right wide of him and hits the stone next to him.
Twig!
Mel is still unconscious. There you go. You are now stabilized, Thorgrim. I love the sound effects. All right. You have stabilized. So you are not dying and dead. You notice, Twig, that it looks like his breathing's kind of mellowed out a little bit, and it seems like the majority of the bleeding kind of stopped on its own, and he looks to be okay, like he'll pull through.
Okay, do either of these dwarves have a ranged weapon on them?
I don't know, do they?
Yep. I have a crossbow.
Oh, Iraq has a crossbow? Okay.
I've got magic at range at 60 feet.
Yep. No, so there's a crossbow, huh? Yeah.
Okay. Not my turn yet, though.
Yeah. All right, so what you next see is the other two come out, each one carrying with one hand on a chest. And they start to kind of beat feet out. The chest is unwieldy, but they're all trying to take off with it. And let's go through them. And Twig, you're up. You don't see it. Twig doesn't see this, but you do. Those two look like they're in better shape.
Twig!
Yeah, so Twig is going to grab the crossbow off of her fallen ally.
Okay.
Is it, light or heavy?
The hand crossbow.
Hand crossbow, okay. And then
Got himself a little pea shooter.
Mm-hmm.
this is her movement range, so she'll move here and...
Yep. Make your way through.
See. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you definitely see. You see the two that are. How do you not see the other one that's trailing behind him? I guess you just don't. You see the two that are carrying the chest.
Okay.
Yep. Did you just target yourself by accident? You did. Like, just shoot yourself with the hand crossbow. Don't do that. Yep, you got him targeted.
Yeah,
Oh, you got the one in the back, it looks like, targeted. Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool. It looks like it did let you target it. That's cool.
Yeah. What should I roll? Can I just roll one of my other ranged weapons?
Yeah, it's going to be the same for the ranged weapon attack. I think it's just 1d4 for that, or is it 1d6 for the hand crossbow?
My hand
Yeah.
crossbow is 1d6.
1d6, yeah.
Okay, and it will be long range, so I'll roll my dagger ranged attack. So,
That's going to hit, though.
oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. How much? What was the damage?
1d6. So just roll that, and I'll,
Okay, plus 3, so 8.
So 8 points of damage against, which one is this one?
Repulsive frown.
This is the one with the repulsive frown. Yeah. So, god dang, 8 points of damage. That'll kill him. That'll do it. He was close to dead anyway. So, yeah, you get him right in the throat. This dude had zero chance whatsoever. You hit him directly in the throat, and gurgling, he falls to the ground.
Nice. Good job.
All right. Nate! Oh, he made the first success save against death, so that's cool. Will Vane.
Twig!
Yes.
Nothing.
All right. Yeah, your attack
Absolutely
misses.
nothing.
Actually, give me a second attack on that. You'll have advantage because they're trying to carry this seemingly heavy chest.
No.
So roll a second one. We'll see if that one hits.
Good luck. No whammies. No whammies.
Oh yeah, that one's gonna hit though. The guy with the dainty cravat. 8 points of damage, heavily wounding him. He stumbles a little bit. But does not drop the chest. Mel is unstable. Thorgrim is stable. So yeah, they're gonna move away. I'm gonna leave them there because they're not gonna get too far. They can only move 30 feet. But they're trying to head off with the chest right now, which gets us
Fire firebolt, so 120 feet.
Yeah, that's why I'm just leaving them on the map.
Okay.
Twig, you're up.
Yeah. Twig turns around, walks over here, and says to Wolvane, just follow along, kill the one on the back so the first one has to drop the treasure and let him go so we could track him. I'm gonna stuff up these holes. And then she's gonna try
stuff
to
up these holes.
stabilize the
Perfect.
guy.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll your medicine check. Yeah, with a 19, you are able to stabilize the human.
I'll get my bow and cover you in just 1 minute, so no need to be cowardly.
It doesn't look like I can move. Look at the state of me.
All right, Nate's unconscious, can't do anything. Wilvane, just follow along and shoot the one, right?
He's going to remain at least 50 feet away from them at all times, right?
Yeah. They are not
They can't.
interested in any kind of returning fire. They're
you
just
missed
trying to
that
get away. That's going to be a miss.
Oh, but you
But you forgot about advantage. So go ahead and roll your second one. That's also going to miss. It's very close, though. Actually, with that attack, you actually hit the chest. And with that, the back of the chest kind of splits open, and the contents start to kind of spill out. And at this point, they're done, and they're just going to drop it. Mel, Thorgrim, these two are just going to beat feet. They're just going to leave. They're just dropping the chest and they're running. So they're going to move.
My tiny little legs cannot keep up with them. So.
Yeah, so they're moving 60 feet away every turn at this point. Do you
Can I
plan
get
on
one more
pursuing
shot?
or no?
I think I can get one more shot off. 120
Okay.
feet.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You should be able to get one and possibly even two. So they get a little bit further away. Oh God, that's a crit. That's right. Oh, dang! Not quite enough with both of those. So close though, like ridiculously close though. Matter of fact, I'm going to say you killed him because I think it's funner that way. All right, you got him.
And then catch up to the chest.
Yeah, the chest really isn't a chest anymore. It's more of some splinters and a bunch of coin.
Any rocks?
No rocks that you know, just a bunch of copper, silver, and gold coins.
Nah. Twig!
This keeps calling for Twig.
Twig is going to busy herself. Actually, no, she's not. I just realized she's a forest gnome with. Yeah, she's going to go ahead to see what Wolvane's up to.
Okay.
Because it is going to be way too hard for her to drag these people into a safer spot.
Yep. Understood.
What do you got there?
They're useless. Tokens.
Yep. So, if you're not going to pursue the last one, initiative order is done now. So you don't need to worry about that anymore. The combat's over.
Yeah, Twig will just sort of keep an eye out as long as she can see this guy and...
Yeah, he's just running at this point. He's already seen pretty much his entire cadre of individuals kind of get destroyed. When you come into this room, essentially it's exactly what it looked like from the outside. It just looks like they were using it as a makeshift living area to stage their ambushes from.
Any nice looking rocks?
I mean, there's cobblestone on the ground from the various walls that have fallen apart here.
Particularly shiny ones?
There's nothing really shiny. There is a fair amount of rocks that have a little bit of shiny streaks in them, however.
Yeah, I'll take a couple.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, it you don't know, your untrained eye doesn't know this, but they're essentially some silver ore chunks that were still left here that didn't get put and taken somewhere else. But there's nothing else of note other than, you know, a couple of bedrolls and things like that. And
Wolvane will probably pass out in a bedroll and wait for someone to come get him.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, the rest of you are everybody else. The four of you or the three of you that are currently unconscious. Give me a D4 roll.
All right.
Okay. So what are the rest of you doing? I know you. Wolvane said you're going to go and rest inside the.
He's already asleep.
He's already out. Got it. What about you, Twig?
He's got 1 HP. So.
I know.
Yeah, Twig's gonna set herself up in these trees, hidden as comfortable as she can, and take a short rest while keeping... Well, she can't keep watch while resting, really. So she just takes a short rest here.
Gotcha. Yep. Yeah, no problem. So you can spend whatever for after the hour. It's going to take 2 hours before Thorgrim regains consciousness, and it's going to take 3 hours before Mel and Nate fully recover. But it's definitely
I got time.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that basically you pretty much did what you needed to, so if you all just plan on resting here the rest of the day, it's absolutely fine. And we can actually call it here for the day, if that's what you all plan on doing. Complete your long rest and then go back to town the next day, if that's what you want to do.
After we cut off their noses, right? Is it,
yeah, or faces, right?
Right.
Was it that what you finally agreed on was faces?
We'll get all kinds of parts. Just
Yeah, we're
toes
just got random fingers and
We
toes. and-
forgot which part you wanted, so we brought. Like,
we brought like all of them. So you got a face, you got an ear. Some people have toes. Just a sack of bloody body parts.
We got all their weenuses.
Yeah, we got them. We did it. Yeah. So, yeah, with that, you'll be able to collect what you need to collect. And then if you choose to do a complete, long rest, generally just it shouldn't be a problem. And nothing should happen to you that evening. And with that, since you all but completed by returning to the town, you're going to also level up to 2 as well.
Nice.
So, with that, that's where we're going to end our stream. It's a little bit over 4 hours. Went a little longer, but that's fine. We started a little late, so it all works out in the end. I want to thank all my players. If you don't know who they are, they're the ones down before us. I am Pinkus, who's one of the members of my community and has been around since 1200 BC or something like that. All the way down before that is Captain E-Rock. You can find him here at twitch.tv, Captain E-Rock. I don't know, you have anything else that you also want to plug there, E-Rock?
Not really.
Not really. All right, cool.
Stuff.
Over there,
Plug it.
playing Mel. That is, I need to change that player's command. It doesn't, I didn't do that. That's the wrong people. Yeah, that's when we played that forever long ago. Over there we got Mel, played by Null Hercules, another member of the community and a really great individual. Twig is someone who's brand new to playing D&D with us, aka the support system. Seen her in the chat there. And then last but not least is Danabo playing Wilvane. I know he's also here on the twitch.tv's Danabo.
and I've actually been around since Mixer. With
Yeah, and you've been around for a while as well. I was going to say, I'm like, you've been around for quite some time as well.
Drinking coffee. And,
Yeah. So, I appreciate you all being here. Thank you very much to the players. They did a great job. I had fun. I hope you all had fun. And I hope you enjoy life. I don't know. But we're gonna get over here. I got everything going. All the things are starting because I don't have that stuff on the other stream, which I probably should do. I'll fix that later. There were some bugs we gotta work out. Any questions, just let me know. Our virtual tabletop is done by Fantasy Grounds. You can find them over at fantasygrounds.com. And the background sounds with the sound effects and the birds that you hear singing right now are all provided. And I won't say provided, they're played via Sirenscape, spelled Syrinscape. It is a nice program to help you kind of spice up your Dungeons and Dragons games, so you can play some sound effects and all that kind of stuff, and it works with the tabletop if that's what you want to do. So I really appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for being here. I personally will be back tomorrow for a little bit of Yakuza Like a Dragon. But next Saturday is a off day. We will be back 2 Saturdays from now. That day will be the 2nd of April. So the day after April Fool's Day will be the next game. And we will continue to follow as they are essentially... we're going to fast forward a little bit. I'm just going to let you know. You're going to have time to get back to town with what goods that you were able to pull back in all your faces. But we will discuss that with not their faces, I guess I should say. You're coming back with their faces and toes and whatever else. But we'll discuss that, and then we'll go from there. So I really appreciate your time and attention. We'll be back again, as always. Until next time, be good to yourselves, be good to each other. Remember, you only have one life to live. So does everyone else around you. Try to make their lives better than what it was when you got there, or at a minimum, just don't make it worse. I'll see y'all later. Have a great night. Have a great weekend, and eat some ice cream, because that sounds really good right now.
eye rests. It has shown you all it can for now. This is not a time for sorrow, but a time for joy. When one chapter ends, another must always begin. Ponder upon the lessons you have just witnessed, and heed its wisdom. Apply it to your lives. Go forth, be well, and do good towards the others that enter your story. Let your chapter and their book